In the world of radio shock jocks, the biggest are Opie and Anthony.
These people say shocking things that border on offensive in order to entertain their audience.
I refuse to sit here and think that radio has to be nice. Why? Why does radio, out of any other medium, have to be nice? We are being now held to a standard where we have to be nice and make people feel good. Go screw!
Radio bad boys, Opie and Anthony.
Controversial radio personalities, Opie and Anthony.
Infamous DJs, Opie and Anthony.
Talk show radio hosts, Opie and Anthony.
Opie and Anthony.
Opie and Anthony.
Radio shock jocks, Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony. Shock jocks, Opie and Anthony. Shock jocks, Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony. Shock jocks, Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony.
Tom Brokaw, NBC Nightly News. Wardrobe.
Opie and Anthony.
Opie and Anthony.
What are you doing in death?
I've been hanging a lot with JFK, and he's the life of the party, let me tell you.
Why would he be the life of the party?
At the party, he's the one that goes around with the Doritos, and he fills his head with salsa.
It's time for people to understand these are words. If you don't like them, turn the dial.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Indeed.
What?
Enough palaver.
Good morning.
From you.
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Welcome
To the Opie and Anthony Show.
Kicking off another week. Kicking off.
Oh, my God. Back and forth to D.C. since the last time we talked.
Yeah, we took the choo-choo.
Choo-choo.
The choo-choo. Fans were a little disillusioned with that.
Why?
Like, how'd you get here? I don't know. I think they got this image of us on a private jet or something. You know? And then I go, I took the train. Took the train? And they look at you like, what?
You mean the choo-choo train?
The train? They got like a private train? No, just the train.
It's the easiest way to get to D.C. I mean,
flying's pretty easy if you just have your carry-on. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, but the train's 3 hours.
Yeah, the flight's 45 minutes.
Yeah, but by the time you get to the airport, go through security,
but
wait a little bit, then you take the flight, and then the airport's a little further away, too.
Let me tell you something.
I bet you we both leave from here. I'll beat you to D.C. taking the choo-choo.
Hells no! I'm talking to people that know how to do this. People that commute from New York to Washington, D.C. every day by plane. They got it down. They have their briefcase, and that's all they need.
Actually, I got to take it back because they do have the shuttle. The shuttle is a lot different than regular, flying.
Yeah.
They got it really down because they understand there's a lot
down.
Yeah, they understand there's a lot of businessmen and women, going through, so they make it a lot quicker and easier.
But if there's weather, there's nothing you can do, and that's what's scary. If it's raining or whatever, it's windy, you're stuck. With a train, you're not stuck. Weather will stop you.
Yeah.
Well, we went down to Washington, D.C. for little Jimmy Norton's taping.
Oh, my God. For his HBO big 1 hour special.
Yes, thank you guys for coming. It was
amazing.
It was great to be on the road and have nothing to do. Yeah. Usually when we go away, there's interviews, there's radio shows, there's meet and greets, there's sales meetings,
or
there's
our own,
blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, our own comedy thing that we have to host or something like that. This is just nothing.
Yeah, no stress whatsoever. We just went down there.
All the pressure was on Jimmy.
All we had to do was stand up 45 minutes into the show, wave at everybody, sit back down, and enjoy the rest of the comedy.
That was it. Enjoy the show.
Who's paying that bill? I love it.
Yes, I had to evacuate my hotel room.
Yeah, where do we begin? First of all, we should begin by telling everyone Jimmy just absolutely kicked ass down there in D.C.
This is going to look so good on TV.
I hope so, man.
It's going to look amazing. The crowd was great. I hadn't seen any of your stuff. You'd been working out now with this material for how long?
6 months.
About 6 months at all the clubs, and I've on purpose, I've avoided any seeing Jimmy at any of these clubs. Because I see you all the time anyway.
Yeah, I don't blame you. 4 hours a day, 5 hours, 3 hours a day.
I love how, I love how Anthony says I purposely, avoided
Yes,
Jimmy.
I avoided Jimmy.
You avoid
in the club.
everybody.
Of course I do.
You're not that calculated.
But I had a reason.
You finally got to see Jimmy Norton. You should just say that.
Yes, Jimmy. Wow, you're funny. I never knew. I hadn't seen your act.
You made it sound so serious. I avoided seeing Jimmy. I wanted to be pure when I saw him and his new material. Because I didn't want to know any of the material ahead of time.
Exactly.
You're lying. Crap. You don't.
I know, but just seeing it because it was all new to me, and just hysterical. I sit there jealous, looking, going, "How did he come up with that or write that?" You sit there and write jokes.
Well, space food I came up with when I heard you say it. I was trying to, there's a line I do where I say space food, which was a direct Cumia lift. And as I say it, I'm looking in the audience. I knew where the guys were sitting, but I'm trying to make eye contact with Anthony after I said it.
I couldn't be prouder.
I was very happy.
Actually, it's just was amazing. You did such a great job. You looked so loose and natural up there. And you know what? You're going to have to lose all of the material about your fat or anything. I see you cut
your mushy
back
body and all that.
You don't
look mushy anymore.
For a heterosexual guy, if we could find one in this room, you looked great. You looked like you were not only just, all right, he's lost some weight, but you actually look in shape on stage.
Really?
Yeah, your shoulders were wider than your midsection. So you had you had that V shape going. And, you didn't look like a tub of crap out there.
It might have been the long black shirt he was wearing, though.
I don't know. Whatever it was wearing, the guy's been working out. His arms looked good. You looked great, Jimmy.
Thank you. I got to say, my friend Angela at Joseph Abood Clothing, thank you. She made the right choices for me. She said, this is what you should wear. Like a black shirt and just jeans, which is all I wore. I didn't know. Everyone else, I heard Attell wore a blazer, or leather, a suede jacket of some sort. It might not have been a suit jacket.
They have to hose him down halfway during the...
Yeah, but it was so hot in that theater. I'm like, why would you wear and I know D.L. Hughley shot last night. He probably wore a blazer, and I heard Saget wore a jacket.
It was perfect. Perfect.
Yep.
And we had 2 shows, and the first one was good, but I wasn't happy with it. I got a good show there, but it wasn't what I wanted, and I was freaking out. And I mean, I was. What happened was when they see
really, because I peeked in the dressing room after that first show, and I saw a scene that looked like an Apocalypse Now. He was breaking the mirrors and cutting himself, and it looked like Martin Sheen in Apocalypse Now in his room.
I had, I'd say, a 5 or 10 minute freak. I needed to get it out, and Opie was the one who talked me down of all the people that talked to me, because I know you'd see me the most.
Well, I got it. I mean, this is cool for the people that went to the shows down there in D.C. The listeners, by the way, were just amazing for you, Jimmy.
Man.
And the material was right on. And I was sitting in the audience. We were losing our minds. We thought you were beyond on your game. I mean, we thought you had a perfect performance. So then the first show ends, and everyone leaves the theater. And everyone right away, Jimmy's losing his mind in his dressing room. He's freaking out. And I'm like, where is he? I was like, I'm not going to let my pal do this to himself.
He had a great set.
Because Ant and I were like, holy crap. First of all, like, me and, how do we explain it? Ant and I were looking at each other during the whole first show going, we would be fired for that.
Fired for that.
Fired. We were counting how many times we would be fired off the radio for what you were doing on the stage. And I'm sitting there like, this is so not fair. Like, people have got to understand the whole radio thing. Now, we're just trying to make jokes and entertain people, because you can still do it in a theater.
Yeah.
And these are all listeners to our radio show, hardcore listeners. So Ant and I kept looking fired. And we counted like 10 to 12 jokes that you did on that stage that would get a radio guy fired.
I got to say, when you finally do tune in and watch this HBO special, this is cutting edge for HBO. You went where I have not seen comics go. It was so goddamn funny.
Yeah.
And so, like, just screw the political correctness. I'm going ahead with what's funny. And it was hysterical and just, like, shocking and really, really funny.
So the first show, you knocked it out of the park. Absolutely. And Ant and I were, like everyone else in the audience, just blown away. And then the rumblings, he's losing his mind in there. Kenny's at your door. He's like, you sure you want to go in there? I'm like, get out of my way!
I wouldn't go in there if I were you.
Because Jimmy has a way of beating himself up. I'm like, not tonight, Jimmy, not tonight.
Well, it was only because
it's your big moment, an hour special on HBO, and I've seen you a million times. I've never seen you better on a stage.
Well, I had a thing. David told me, he goes, it's a hot theater, it's an older theater. Because I had fought real hard to shoot this in D.C. I wanted to shoot it in D.C. And the theater's the Lincoln Theater where Lewis shot his special. It was really it's an older theater.
Yeah.
And Dave said the earlier show for him was subdued because the people have been standing outside in 95-degree heat, and then they come in, and it's hot. Heat is, like they say, the enemy of comedy. So it was a good show. I watched some in the truck after you and I talked, and I felt much better about it. And it's a high ceiling. Sometimes you don't hear on stage what you guys are hearing in the audience.
Oh.
It's a very weird thing. I've had different theaters, I've had comedians warn me, like, dude, and this one is high ceilings, a little harder to hear. So I watched in the truck after you and I talked. I'm like, oh, yeah, it did look okay. But you were the one that calmed me down, because I was like, Opie's seen me a million times. And he's like, dude, what are you talking about? And I
great.
Everyone was like high-fiving, like, oh, my God, Jimmy just nailed it.
But the Late Show was, when I'm on stage in the Late Show, I'm like, this is what I wanted. Like,
Right.
It was not that the crowd was better. I just think they sat them a bit differently. Because when they seat, the woman who does the seating, she did a great job with getting the audience in there. but I wanted hardcores up front. Like, I didn't want good-looking people up front.
All right, you are going to say it, because I'm like, this is the problem Jimmy had.
Good-looking people.
If you're in the first 5 rows of the second show down there in D.C., you are considered an Opie and Anthony slob.
I went ballistic because
the first show they tried to get all the beautiful people in the front row, and that drove Jimmy nuts. He's like, I don't do that type of thing. I want my fans in the first few rows.
That's what they do.
Well, we had been warned beforehand, and it's it's just television does that. They want diversity, and I'm like, and again, they were fine up front. But they were nice people. They were having fun. But what I wanted on the Late Show, I didn't want nice people. I didn't want diversity. I wanted animals. I wanted the animals that listened to the show. I didn't care if they were black or white. I didn't care what they were. I wanted them fat, and I wanted them Opie and Anthony fans. And that's what they got. For the Late Show, they were just a bit more of the ones that were probably in the back for the first show were up front where I wanted them for the Late Show, and I felt better.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's the people I want. These messes. I don't want good-looking, beautiful, attractive people. That's not my fan base, man. It's not what, you know. So the Late Show, I felt is exactly what I wanted.
What were you thinking as you were leaving the stage after the second show?
I got what I wanted. You were happy. And there was a couple of bits I forgot, but I did an hour and 19. I got to cut it down to like 56. So it's like I did at least 20 minutes.
I don't even know what you're going to be. I don't know what you're going to cut out.
I know, because it was.
Will that be on the DVD,
good.
the whole set?
No, there will be DVD extra, and some of the signing we did in the alley, which is why I wanted you guys there, will be in the extras. And also, a lot of the sets I've been shooting, like bad jokes, things that are bombed, will be in the extras. I don't know what I'm going to cut yet, to be honest with you.
A lot of people are asking when it's going to air. I think
October.
Okay.
Yeah, so you had a lot of material, and it's all just funny and just amazing to have that. There are comics that hope they could get 7 minutes, like 7 minutes of good stuff.
Yeah.
You went an hour and 19 minutes.
Your pop culture stuff was amazing.
Thanks, man. I love doing that too. It was fun. It's like all, you know. But I'm afraid it's not going to be topical by October. But there was nothing specifically happening today. I mentioned.
Right.
So I'm like, people will still be talking.
Well, no, I mean, you hit on some massive stories that'll still, people will want to hear your take on. So the DC trip was a success. Anthony had to move hotels.
Oh, I had to move hotels. I was enraged.
Yeah.
Enraged. Well, we stayed at this hotel, and we've been staying there every time we go to D.C. And you know how I've been against going to D.C. For so long? I realized what it was. The hotel. It's that goddamn awful hotel they put us at every single time. And it was recommended by Ben years ago. And I could see why. Jesus Christ, the only thing I could see is that it had a 10-foot mirror in the place. Maybe that was it. Because we walk into the room, and there's a door in our room.
Well, you got to explain. It's one of these hotels that trying to be uber hip
and trendy.
It's almost like you don't feel like you're in a hotel room.
You're like crashing at a friend's pad.
You got like CDs you could like play and TVs in the room already.
Great.
Big, huge, oversized mirror, man.
Yeah, big mirror, and there's like pictures on the walls.
Red furniture, man.
Yeah. Oh, whoopity-doo.
Avita products everywhere.
I want a hotel that it has
a big body
room service.
A big body huggy pillow thing.
Yeah. I don't want that. I want a hotel with room service. And a nice room. This thing.
How about a neighborhood that you can walk around in?
Yeah, that you can walk around in that has some stuff in it.
Right.
Like if you need something, you could go down to the store. This place was in the middle of nothingness.
I like to walk around outside the hotel. There was
one restaurant that we could go to.
Yeah.
And thank God, because there's no room service in the stupid hotel.
Yeah.
Aside from
room
crap.
service. Oh, yeah.
There's like barely a pamphlet with like potato chips on it.
Well, I ordered
coffee
and fruit. Just a quick little bite before Jimmy shows, and because I didn't even know you left the hotel until like I saw you Saturday or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
people think we hang out all the time. We barely know each other at this point.
I fled the hotel,
and they brought up the coffee. It was the same coffee you could make in your room.
In the room.
It was disgusting, and it was a fruit plate that was 3 or 4 days old. I called up. I'm like, you're kidding, right? You're serving this to people?
Oh, the fruit plates got at the new place that we got. Oh, but that wonderful.
That's easy compared to what happened to you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we walk into the room, me and my girl and Keith, who is our chaperone. It's like the dating game. And there's a door that's kind of
opened a little bit in our room. We open this door up, and it's this hidden kitchen. There's a kitchen in the room that has rat traps on the floor. A good, I'll be honest, I'm not going to exaggerate, about a quarter-inch of dust on the floor. Big, dusty, like, tumbleweeds. And everything in this little kitchen room is covered with this dust. Like brown crap dripping from the walls. And open up the refrigerator, and there was this V8 in there that God knows when it was in there from. And a stove that's just sitting there full of dust that I guess work people use.
But it's not supposed to be part of the hotel room, but this door was open.
The door was open. I have no idea why it was there. Who uses that room?
But it's a door in the hotel room that you open up, and it's this kitchen.
Yeah, this nasty kitchen.
Yeah, I hear it used to be like an apartment complex.
Yeah, it was probably some bad crack apartment or something.
Oh. Yeah.
Crack house. So, and then by the air conditioner and heater on the wall, where it was blowing up, the wallpaper was peeling. So we kind of look underneath where the wallpaper's peeling, and it's packed with black mold.
Nice.
Just mold all over the place. The ceiling was cracking, and the place smelled like they had been trying to deodorize something. Perhaps a dead body.
Or dead rats.
or something
dead rats behind the walls, probably.
So I was like, no, I'm not staying here. I go, where's Jimmy staying? Oh, the Four Seasons.
HBO, man.
I know. Which is like the cream of the crop of hotels is Four Seasons.
Let's see. We didn't rate this weekend. He was on stage for an hour for HBO.
I know.
Our part was standing up. I got to remind people again. We stood up for about 5 seconds. That was our whole part. So we weren't worthy of the Four Seasons.
I stayed in some crap hotels.
Your part, excuse my interruption, your part was getting 2,500 people into that theater in a faster response than anybody else had, and you certainly did that. So you certainly merited any hotel.
The fans were great.
They were, and they were all Opie and Anthony fans.
Enthusiastic.
Yeah.
But I've stayed in crappy hotels. I don't care. As long as it's got TV and room service, I'm fine. But this was so completely bad. And I never liked that hotel in the first place. There's nothing to do. Nowhere to go. The bar doesn't open till late. So why the hell do I want to be there? But in the case like this, we're only staying a couple of days. I'm fine. I'd be fine with it if it wasn't, black mold and a kitchen that I don't know what the hell they're doing in there, and the place smelling like death. So I got Keith on it, and he got in touch with Kenny and Mike, and they all kind of worked something out, and I got to stay at a wonderful hotel, the Mandarin.
Nice. There you go.
Oh, was that place nice. Oh, giant marble lobby, 24-hour room service with gourmet food, nice bar downstairs, open till all hours. It's great.
We got to stop.
A suite.
We got to stop waiting for the companies that we work for to actually take care of us, and we got to do it ourselves.
That place.
We really do, man.
That place, I will never stay there again.
Nah, I'm done with that place, too.
Done.
Ski.
Four Seasons or nothing, I say.
That's it.
But I had a problem with room service, too. I called up, and when you call in the Four Seasons room service, if you say, let's say you call at 5 after 8, and they go, about 30 minutes, and I'll be 8:35, Mr. Norton. And 8:37, my food comes.
Wow.
Oh, the man wheeled it in. Oh, I was very disappointed.
Chased him out.
Flat screen TV. Boy, that place ruled.
All right, yeah, we got to take a break. We'll continue. But, we did a quick trip to D.C. for Jimmy, and it was great.
Yeah.
Absolutely great. More stories from our D.C. trip. Got to get into the Paris Hilton thing, the MTV Movie Awards. Mm-hmm. What else is going on? The Lindsay knife pictures from a year ago. We'll explain everything next.
Oh, Lohan.
Yeah.
I thought you had a problem with your relationship.
No.
Lindsay knife pictures.
Just saying that casually. I got a good Lindsay story, though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll tell that next. It's Opie and Anthony.
This is the Opie and Anthony Show. 92.3 K-Rock.
You're checking out the Opie and Anthony Show. Good morning. Phone number 877-212-5762. Write it down. 877-212-5762. So we got back from D.C. yesterday. I heard some screaming on the train. What was that about?
Well, there was a little weeping going on. My My girlfriend was crying on the train. She was crying, and I was looking around like people thinking I'm beating her or something.
Was she crying because she couldn't get breakfast like we were crying?
No. Couldn't get breakfast?
Stupid Excella. Yeah, we take, what, a 10 o'clock train? Really fast. Take a 10 o'clock train. Isn't that like prime time breakfast?
Yeah.
And they're serving like weird lunch crap.
I just
shrimp,
had some luncheon meat.
Yeah, Italian luncheon meat at 10 o'clock in the morning with cheese.
You weren't getting breakfast.
And I look at the guy like, you have a bagel, yogurt, and he looks at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I am, but I mean, I was just asking for breakfast at that moment in time.
What do you think it is? An airplane?
And then they had like a whatever. They had a pasta dish. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Give me some eggs.
They have one thing.
Give me a bagel.
They have one thing. They hand out their menu like it's a big thing.
Right. Whatever.
You're on a train.
So anyway, I'm sorry. So I heard some screaming. I want to know what that was about.
Well, screaming. It was, just some weeping. A little weeping. Well, thanks to Than, I'd gotten hooked on Lost. Now, I didn't mention this because I just said I've been watching DVDs. I've been doing a marathon. If you noticed over the past couple of weeks, I've been talking about, I've been doing a marathon of a TV show. I never mentioned Lost because I know our stupid listeners would have just done nothing but pop spoilers up in front of me. So, but it was Lost. And the season finale of season 3, the final season so far.
You got to explain, by the way, you weren't into Lost whatsoever. Out of nowhere, you decided.
No, Than gave me season 1.
And you got hooked.
And I watched it. The pilot episode was great. And then, you just got hooked. I was completely hooked watching upwards of 10 episodes a night. I get home, and me and my girlfriend would do nothing but watch until it felt like I was arc welding with the goggles on.
Yeah. Is it an hour show?
Felt like, they time out to like 43 minutes without the commercials, which is great. Who the hell? As I'm watching Lost on DVD, I'm saying, who the hell could watch this once a week with commercials? Because the show will end, and it'll be like, and you'll see Lost, and go, up next one. I'm not going to sit there and wait a week to find out what happens, and then have to sit through commercials to find out what happens. It's so good. The screen goes black for like a second, and then it comes back, and you're back with the show. 43 minutes for an hour show. So I've been watching those, the DVDs. Season 3 came out, and I didn't want to not see that until the box set comes out, which I think is going to be in December or something. It's pushed off until December. So, amazing. I love this. iTunes. Goddamn iTunes. You just go there and download the entire season on iTunes. And I watched it on the train, watched it at home, and finally got through the season finale, which was a 2-hour season finale yesterday on the train ride home. And one of the characters.
Oh no! I didn't see it.
Well, I'll just say one of the characters.
Oh, Jimmy!
I'm not gonna blow it for you. I won't blow it for you, Jimmy. But one of the characters dies. But believe me, there's characters dying. This show isn't shy about killing people. So one of the characters dies that my girlfriend liked as a character and everything, and she's just like, oh my god!
I heard a
oh no! She's like, oh no! Oh. And there she is, like, tears coming out of her eyes. And I'm looking around like, hey, people are going to think I'm hitting you. Could you not? It's like, hey, oh, boy, oh, this movie we're watching. Ha, 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 ha. Yeah, put my hands up. Look, my knuckles aren't bruised. Never touched her. But, yeah, she was pretty bummed about that. And I'm just, now I don't know what to do. Gotta wait till season 4, which is in, January or February or something? And then I'm gonna have to sit through commercials?
You're gonna have to sit through commercials.
Or DVR it and have people ruin it for me?
Yeah,
I don't know.
You're in a tough position now.
I caught up on 3 seasons in record time. How long was that, Dan? It was like a few weeks. I was just sitting there with my eyes burning in the morning. Feels like someone threw sand in my eyes.
They're gonna have to figure crap out as far as commercials go.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're getting used to watching our stuff without commercials.
DVRing it is one way.
Stuff.
DVR, they're kind of figuring out something to do. I know there's this one for weight loss, and they run through these skinny, fat people examples at like 1,000 miles an hour. And there's certain things that you might want to see on these skinny fat things, and they go, if you're DVRing this, just slow it down and stop on whatever you want to see. So they kind of entices people to stop on the commercial and watch it if you're into that.
Well, they'll have to make commercials more interesting and funnier and a little better, and people will stay with them.
Yeah, now they got a challenge ahead of them. Because how do you get us to watch your commercials?
The DVDs are great, and that iTunes thing where you can download episodes.
It's ridiculous.
I loved it. I watched it on my computer on there. It's nice widescreen, so it comes up widescreen. It was great.
Yeah.
You could just right when you need it, and they automatically, right when an episode is finished, it automatically downloads onto my Mac, and there it was. So you're not missing an episode. You're not behind. You're not delayed.
I mean, after it's finished.
After the episode finishes on TV.
Oh, okay.
It automatically downloads onto your computer.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had that little feature.
I turn my computer on. It says, episode is downloading.
Hey, speaking of TV shows, all right, we got to get into it. The Sopranos last night.
Right.
Finally some action.
Big action. Wow.
I mean, all the papers saying it's the best episode yet.
One of them, yeah, it was amazing.
One of the best episodes ever for The Sopranos.
Speaking of DVRs, I bet a lot of people are clicking off this show right now. But sorry.
You know what, though?
It's in the paper.
It's everywhere. I mean, you're not going to be able to avoid it today.
That's why I am so glad I was able to avoid Lost spoilers and almost blew it during the last goddamn episode on the friggin' train. That stupid conductor comes by, and we're watching the final episode.
I hated that guy.
And he goes, "Oh, what you watching, Lost?" We're like, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh, all my friends are watching that. What they're saying is that they're on a spaceship or something. Like
they're all aliens." I heard that,
and I didn't know. You know something? This show could go anywhere, so I have no clue or anything like that. And I turn and I go, "You stupid idiot." I go, "You are an ass." I go, "You see we're watching the last episode here. Why would you tell me anything about it?"
Yeah, shut up and just service our deli meats at 10 in the morning.
I go, "You know how I hope it ends?" I said, "I hope it ends with a conductor being thrown off a train."
He did say that.
Dude, I was egging him on. You guys couldn't hear me.
Oh, and then Jimmy's egging him on?
I'm like, yeah, but they were just trying to find out about, like, what do you think happened? And I was just trying to get him to keep talking like he was being funny and interesting.
I said, I hope it ends like the Indiana Jones in the hot air balloon, the dirigible scene.
Yeah.
No ticket. Just throw him off the train. Like, why the hell would you do that? It's like, oh, Lost? Well, let me tell you what everyone's saying about it. You jack off. I'm trying to watch the damn thing.
And then Anthony goes, well, maybe I could just turn it off and not watch this. I could watch the conductor.
Yeah, I could just really watch the conductor. I was so pissed at this idiot.
Yeah, no one liked him. It's like, instead of
Jimmy's egging him on. Yeah, so what happened?
Yeah, no, I wanted to know what happened because they're watching it.
I'm like, shut up, Jimmy.
I'm trying to get him to talk.
What an ass.
Instead of talking about Lost, why don't you go back there and find us all bagels?
Yeah, find something that's morning food.
You kook.
Morning food, lunatic.
He's a lunatic.
I think that Acela affects your brain.
Oh, and he was so happy to be able to tell everyone that there was no breakfast food and there was just Italian deli meats for everybody.
Oh, C. Everett Koop.
Oh, he was so happy. So happy.
That conductor was one of those guys. 6 cents? You know, he's dead. Ah, hey, thanks.
Thanks for nothing. So, The Sopranos, finally a lot of action.
Yeah.
And we got, one episode left.
And I got to say, there's one part, again, if you haven't seen it or you don't want to know, turn the radio off for a minute. But there's this Bobby Bacala, which, again, it's in the Post. Buckman, of course, shows a picture and it goes, bye-bye Bacala. So it's a good spoiler.
Yeah.
Jerk off.
Yep.
He gets shot while he's buying trains.
Aw, buying a little choo-choo train.
Oh, his little fat hands. He's holding a train. And it was such a well-shot, good scene.
Yeah.
And one part of this is what annoys me about Buckman. There's one part of it where Dr. Melfi, like, enough with her.
Oh.
She
I hate the Melfi scenes.
Tells Tony she doesn't want to treat him anymore. And this jackass, Adam Buckman, who I just think stinks, he goes, the loss of two of the show's most popular characters was shocking enough. But just as stunning and possibly more significant was Dr. Melfi's decision to cease treating Tony. No, That wasn't stunning.
No
one cares.
It got to the point where no one cared about Tony going in to see Melfi anymore. At the beginning of the show, it was relevant.
It was kind of interesting.
It was part of his mental illness thing, but that kind of thing went away. It was more about the crime family. Like the first season of The Sopranos, if you watch, it was, and I remember the posters that were out for the show. It was, if one family doesn't kill him, the other will. That was like their catchphrase, because it was a lot of his mob family and then his own family and him dealing with both of them. And it kind of, him going to the shrink was part of it. But then it kind of got to the point where people were interested in the mob aspect of it. They wanted more mob action than they did him dealing with his personal family life and the shrink. So Melfi was irrelevant, seasons ago. Who cared? It got to the point where they would. All of a sudden, the scene would change from some, cool action scene or suspense, and he's sitting in Melfi's office, and you could hear the collective,
or a little of this.
Boring.
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 Or the other Homer clip, my favorite.
No. Oh, I don't have that. Ant's got that.
But
boring.
She stinks.
It just, who cared at that point? Enough.
So how do you think The Sopranos is going to end?
This sucks.
There it is.
I told
How do
you
you think it ends next week?
I think they're going to have a complete surprise. What happened was Phil Leotardo, played by the great Frank Vincent, who I heard is calling in today.
Yeah, he's calling in at 8 o'clock, our buddy Frank Vincent.
Declared war on The Sopranos.
Yep.
And wants them gone, declared war to get rid of him because he's a hardcore new guy. He's not like the old stupid John who died of cancer. He's angry. He was in prison for a lot of time.
This guy just wants control everything.
Wants it done. Wants Tony done. So they shot Silvio. Silvio got capped. He's in a coma. Bobby Bacala's dead.
With the little train in his hand.
Oh, little fat hands.
Choo-choo.
With his fat hands. He just wanted to buy a choo-choo.
And he's commenting on the train like, I'm gonna go for it. And then he falls knocks the display apart.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Well, what happened is Tony's people tried to kill Frank Vincent first.
Yeah.
They heard the hit was on. And they shot the wrong person. They shot Miss Gumar.
Gumar.
And her father.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really good, man.
So the war is on, yeah.
And Tony's holed up now with a gun. I think what's going to happen is he's going to call for an escort, and it's going to be a male, and he's going to be surprised and intrigued. And that's going to have the scene where you're going to see, like, the escort sitting there and just the top of Tony's head moving. And you're going to hear the escort going, I knew you'd like it, Daddy. And that's just going to be the end.
The
end. What's going to happen. That's my idea of the end.
And then they play It's Raining Men as the credits roll.
Something completely unexpected. How great would that be?
No resolution, nothing. Just a homosexual experience from the crime boss.
And AJ's talking in like all of a sudden like black ghetto slang, like, yo, what's up, Matt? And without any explanation, Meadow becomes like some type of a stripper, and she's 40. That's what happens. She's 40.
You think there's going to be a resolution? Or you think they're going to leave us hanging?
They can't leave it hanging.
They won't leave it hanging.
Unless they want to make a movie.
Yeah.
If they want to make a movie, then Tony can't be killed. I say either two things happen. Tony gets whacked out, or he turns states.
I'm going to go with something that might be pretty obvious. I'm going to say AJ kills Tony.
That's a little too... that's hokey.
Yeah, I understand.
That's a little hokey.
He thinks he's well protected in the Safeway house and all that, and all of a sudden someone that he trusted kills him.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with AJ.
I say Paulie Walnuts.
Yeah, it could be Paulie.
He was dealing with the Brooklyn family at one point. He was dealing with them, doing some stuff. Nothing against Tony and those guys, but he was doing something behind the thing. And when word got out that Phil Leotardo was going to be whacked, all of a sudden he turned up nowhere. So maybe it was Paulie Walnuts who warned him. That's just my take on it.
You know he's going to sing because it's called The Sopranos.
That's what's going to happen. They're all just going to sing. The end.
By the way, I know we're talking about The Sopranos. How funny is it that Roger Clemens is third? Where's my Susan Waldman?
Oh, Roger Clemens is injured. He hasn't played one goddamn game with the Yankees, and he's injured.
He was playing with. I think he had a warm up with the Toledo maple trees. And,
maple trees.
That was his latest, warm up to get back on the Yankees. And now what? He's out for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
he's out for 2 weeks. He's injured. How great is this?
They're going to do all kinds of MRIs on his groin area. Apparently, he hurt his groin.
A tired groin, they call it.
A tired groin.
Well, he's
sleepy.
He's an older guy. His sack is probably getting in the way as he's trying to,
Oh, when he pitches, it spins around like 5 times, unravels.
Gotta tape that bad boy down.
Tape it down. You get like a ace bandage it to your leg or something.
I'm just talking about, the...
yeah, a little gravity.
Yeah, there you go. A little Turkish...
like warm Turkish taffy.
Right.
I was happy to see them win last night, too. I was rooting against them.
An A-bomb from A-Rod.
But my girlfriend's not a baseball fan, but I'm like, I kind of hope that A-Rod beats him with a home run, just because he's been getting killed in the media.
Yeah,
as much as I don't like A-Rod, and he's a dirty mariner until the day he dies, as far as I'm concerned. But, the scum, the post, that those just filth bags are just,
Yeah, he pulled it out.
Yeah.
But there you go. Clemens is injured for 2 weeks.
Very injured.
And I couldn't be happier being a Mets fan.
He's getting them all right. It's going to be great. People are disappointed.
Roger Clemens has a tired groin.
A tired groin. This is unbelievable. George Steinbrenner is examining his tired groin in his box.
Tired groin.
The excitement on the bench. Georgie Posada is getting Bengay.
He's going to massage the area. Roger Clemens is in George's box, and Roger Clemens is coming back. Oh, my goodness gracious. Of all the dramatic things I've ever seen, Roger Clemens standing right in...
Ever.
He's just standing in a friggin' box.
Of all the dramatic things I've ever seen, this doesn't weigh in the top 350. It's a guy in a box waving at people.
Waving.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
He's acting like Hitler turned up in Rockaway. What's the matter with you, stupid?
Yeah, it's not too dramatic. He might be able to squeak out 10 wins for the Yankees this year if he's lucky.
He fixes his tired groin.
Tired groin. If all of a sudden, like, Clemens jogged out of the dugout in uniform and pitched.
That would be amazing.
That's
be like, wow, who saw this coming?
I would even have to applaud that one.
But oh, my God, who's taking him out? It's Roger Clemens.
Roger Clemens is at the ballpark. But his...
that's pretty much what it was.
Yeah.
He's watching the game. Oh, my God.
Roger Clemens, who turned the Yankees down to go to the Astros for less money, is back. Shut up.
Roger Clemens standing right in George Steinbrenner's box.
With a tired groin.
He is back. Roger Clemens is a New York Yankee. And there we go, John. You don't have to worry about who's going to take that spot in the rotation.
Spot.
You should see what's going on in the Yankee dugout. Big grin on Jorge Posada's face.
A big grin. That's what's going on. How great is this clip? It gets funnier every time I hear it. Because you know it's coming. Here comes the excitement in the dugout. A grin.
She's talking about it like it's the final scene of Do the Right Thing.
Yeah.
And it's stupid Posada grinning and Pettit knew.
Pettit knew. Now the sign's in the stands.
So if Pettit knew, don't you think he might have told a few of the boys?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's be
Come
honest
on.
here.
Yeah.
Big grin on Jorge Posada's face. Andy Pettit knew.
Joe Torre's picking his nose again.
Now a Yankee. Attention fans. He is here, and now we don't have to discuss who takes that place in the rotation.
Joe Torre has picked his nose so much he now has to use his thumb.
His thumb. He's got to just shove his thumb up there.
To just clog.
Look, pulled out a plum.
I love the fact that Torre can't get his fingers out of his big fat nose. Good boy, Joe.
When he goes out to the mound to replace the pitcher, he takes the ball from him and shoves it up his nose.
Wow. Joe Torre shoving a baseball up his nose.
It's crazy. He's handing Joe Torre a Kleenex.
He's got to use a whole box.
Well, we've been watching the Clemens situation very closely. Now he's out for 2 weeks. This has just been the most amazing move in Yankee history.
Amazing! He's injured and hasn't pitched a game for the Yankees.
When did he come back? It's been over a month at this point, right? It's got to be a month. A month. He still hasn't pitched one ball for the Yankees.
And, well, he's pitched a ball. Apparently, it was his tired groin. He's pitched it down to his kneecap.
He's pitched a lot of pitches, but for teams like the Nashville,
the Nashville Banjos.
There you go.
He's keeping in line with the country music.
The Nashville Hen Badges.
Let's go to Pat in Brooklyn.
Let's go to Pat in Brooklyn. Oh, my God, a call from Pat. This could be the most exciting thing ever, Pat.
What's up, Pat?
What's up, fellas?
Hey.
Listen, with the Soprano thing, they're actually airing, actually taped 3 final episodes, and no one knows, not even the cast members know what.
Oh, somebody knows, because they were in that final scene.
Well, Frank Vincent was supposed to be on the air with us last week, but he was filming for The Sopranos. So they could film 3 endings and not tell anybody what the endings are.
Well, they literally were still filming stuff up till the end. That's a big risk, because what if James Gandolfini got killed in a car accident or something like that? I mean, that's really a big one.
A big risk. I think that would be a little more serious than... I don't think they'd care about the...
Well, yeah, they would. Sure they would. I mean, that would be a big ratings grabber.
Yes.
Star is dead.
Then they'd have to fit him in like they did the mother. Remember when they superimposed her face?
God, was that creepy.
Yeah.
She was the greatest character ever on that show.
Go. Yeah, crap in your head.
There you go.
Can't say it.
Nice language for your mother. It was just awful.
Let's take a break. Hey, we're going to give away some tickets this week to the Traveling Virus comedy show, June 16th at Jones Beach. The next date, the next stop on the tour. 8 or 9 comedians. There's a special running right now, right? Is the special still running, or?
Yep.
Dan's eating.
Yes, the special is...
Oh, my God, there's a special!
Well, people are looking forward to the show June 16th at Jones Beach through Ticketmaster, and the special is?
4 mezzanine tickets for $69.
That is a deal, my friends. And go to Virus Tour on MySpace for all the info, the lineups, and all the fun that's going to be had this summer as we tour the country doing our comedy show.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, why not? Why don't we give a couple tickets away right now? A pair of tickets to the Traveling Virus Show, June 16th at Jones Beach. You can get them through Ticketmaster.com. But we'll give a pair away to a random caller right now. 877-212-5762. Make sure you could get to Jones Beach June 16th, because we're being heard all over the country. Okay?
Yeah.
It's Opie and Anthony.
Opie and Anthony. 92.3 K-Rock.
Hope he's playing the microphone.
It's the Opie and Anthony Show. What's up, everybody? We're a bit woozy today. We had our big back and forth trip to D.C. since the last time we did the radio show. And then it's like a crappy day in New York City today. What is it?
Yeah.
Hurricane, tropical depression.
It had some kind of a fruity
Bobby
name.
or something.
It had a fruity name. Barry.
Oh, Barry.
Barry. Hurricane, or it was Tropical Storm Barry, and now it's just depressed.
Does he want to have
I'm a little depressed.
Does he want to have a financial meeting before he leaves town?
Yeah. They're going to drop some Wellbutrin into him so he's not so depressed.
We know what Barry.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, gee.
Friends with Super Agent Bob Eatman, so you can just imagine.
Yes. Nothing but excitement.
Oh, wow.
Does Bob have friends or just undertakers who hang out with him waiting?
Like old-time ones with top hats. Go around with a little measuring stick. They measure you all the time for the coffin.
Barry's part of the organization to make sure we have some cash.
Yeah, left over after this mess.
When we finally blow this whole thing up for good. We'll at least be able to live.
He's a finance guy, so I don't have to go back to tin knocking.
He talks in languages that sounds good.
Nothing beats when he breaks out those pie charts.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I love the pie charts. Here's your financial allocations. Here's I believe we could put a little more into this, and I think we could be a little more aggressive as far as
Yeah, whatever.
Jeep.
Yeah, whatever.
What?
Where do I sign?
That's the worst thing you could do, too.
I know. Where do I sign? This is what these guys do. They bore you to death. And you're like, all right, just give me the paperwork. Where do I sign?
You gotta
I got things to do.
You got to snort some crystal meth before they come over just so you can stay awake. And then just, go through it and try to deal with it. Or else you'll end up any number of celebrities that ended up broke. Hammer. You'll end up like MC Hammer.
Well, a lot of people in entertainment, they give someone power of attorney so they don't have to sit through these boring meetings. And then if the guy's not trustworthy,
on the up and up,
are you screwed in the end?
Then you're screwed.
All right. Oh, speaking of DC really fast, so Saturday before Jim Norton's taping, HBO taping, we decided to walk around Georgetown. It was 95 degrees. Do a little shopping and get a bite to eat. And we're in desperate need of very cold water. So we walk into this place, and it's Georgetown. Georgetown's a really, really nice area. And just to get water, it was like a pizza place, and they were making, I don't know, something on the grill. Just a basic place, okay? And Lindsay goes to the bathroom, and she comes out with this look on her face like she either saw a ghost or a pedophile.
A ghostly pedophile.
Something happened. I'm like, what? You all right? I thought somebody was exposing her in the back room. Something crazy was going on with the look she gave me. And she goes, cockroaches. Jeez. Cockroaches. She could barely speak. And I'm like, cool, I gotta go check this out. So I go into the ladies' room where she just came out of, right?
Wow.
And I go in the room, the ladies' room, and the light's on, and I go in there, not a cockroach to be seen.
Well, they scurry.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. So I go back out. I'm like, you're crazy. I didn't see anything. And I could tell by the look on her face, she obviously saw cockroaches.
Turn out the light.
She goes, I went into the ladies' room, and I turned the light on, and there were hundreds.
Wow.
Not a few. Hundreds.
I just got the
of all sizes on every surface in the bathroom. And she completely freaked out because she doesn't know if they're dropping on her from the ceiling or what have you. And left the light on. So by the time I got there, they were all gone again. How crazy is that?
Where do they hide in the wall?
Well, did you see them?
I didn't. I saw one very, very small, baby cockroach.
Aww.
One. But she saw hundreds, and by the time I went into the bathroom, they were all gone because she turned the light on. How creepy is
What's
that?
the matter, Mr. Pratt? Bugs got your tongue?
Yeah.
Ugh, cockroaches creep me out.
What do? They're just creeps. They just kind of walk around on the wall in the dark in the toilet. And
they wait, and when there's a little splash from somebody, they go up to one of the little droplets and go.
You turn the lights off, and they just know it's time to shuffle.
Yeah.
Shuffle.
It's dinner time in the old commode.
Shuffle.
Crawl up on the rim.
They're all fighting for the underside of the underside of the toilet.
Oh, that's Oh, that's like the best restaurant ever.
Yeah.
They got to call in for reservations. Can I get the underside of the seat, please? Oh, we're all booked up, sir.
And then the light goes on, and they shuffle back into hiding.
Scurry.
Shuffle.
Scurry away.
Shuffle.
They are just disgusting.
Yeah, but I wanted to check it out, and unfortunately, they were gone by the time I got in there.
That's why I'm so glad to be out of an apartment. And I know you guys, live in apartment buildings here in New York. Jimmy, you ever seen one in yours?
Yeah, Jimmy's
no?
going to see one in his building.
See, because they bring in exterminators on a monthly basis or something to make sure everything's taken care of. Some of these buildings, though, it doesn't matter. There are celebrities that talk about how they move into these places and it's just a beautiful place, and then there's cockroaches everywhere.
And black mold and all sorts of stuff going on. The basement in the place I'm finally leaving, veterans that go into basements in New York City. So, you get your oil man and all those guys that have to go down in the basement, right? I ran into one of them, this was a while back. He goes, he's never seen a basement worse than the one in my building.
And he works in Manhattan.
And he's a veteran.
Right.
He's like, that's probably one of the worst basements I've ever seen. He said he saw all sorts of stuff scurrying around down there.
How you are still in there in any way, shape, or form,
man.
it boggles my mind. boggles my mind.
We're away half the time.
Yeah, but half the time you're not.
It's coming to an end, thank God.
Oof.
I should have a new joint within a week. Within a week, finally.
You got to pull a Dr. Boom on that place. What was that his name? Remember Dr. Boom? He blew up that apartment building.
Yeah, he was nicknamed Dr. Boom.
Dr. Boom.
You should have filmed all the damage and just sued him. Just the guys renting me and
sue everyone.
Anyway, hey, MTV Movie Awards. Sarah Silverman did a good job last night, huh?
Did she?
She did a good job. And I don't know what's up with MTV, but I applaud them.
No, you don't.
They made sure that there was a lot of cursing and stuff because the show was live.
Really?
I think they strategically did that to get people talking today.
Cursing like...
Well, last year I don't think it was live, and by the time everyone saw it, they already knew all the highlights.
Yep, that's ruining their award shows.
That's the age we live in now. You can't tape stuff.
They're too afraid that somebody's going to say something, it's going to be offensive, and they're going to get some kind of a problem.
But if you tape something and someone says anything outrageous, it hits the internet immediately. So by the time you actually see the movie awards, there's no surprises, and you're like, why am I watching this crap?
Everyone knows who won because they print those, and then there's no surprises.
So MTV went live last night, and Sarah Silverman did a very good job hosting, and everybody was cursing.
What kind of curses?
Everything.
Did the S get dropped?
All of them.
F?
Yes.
And they left it alone. See, that's interesting.
I mean, they were bleeping and this and that. And
were they?
Yeah. But it was very edgy, very very edgy for MTV.
You know, technically, MTV could get away with that.
Yep.
It's the sponsors, that they have a problem with. That's why they don't put curses on. But FX is the same thing. It's a cable station, and when they play Rescue Me, they say all kinds of things.
Yeah.
They drop the S-bomb, and then they talk about man-on-man, action. And a lot of sex talk, very gritty. And that's not a service like HBO.
Dude, the rules are ridiculous, because first of all, who doesn't have cable?
Yeah.
Even the unfortunates have cable. That's the first thing they make sure they have.
Yeah,
They'll get cable before they get food.
So
we all have
cable.
So you're sitting there in your living room. To you, it's all the same. But, no, it's not, because this comes in for cable, and this you could actually get without cable, and that's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
I heard the T word on, and the only reason I'm saying the T word because I don't know if we're allowed to say it here. And
I don't think we are.
I don't feel like getting dumped out.
We're not.
They said the T word on MTV last night for,
breasts.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. And I was shocked. I'm like, wow. Wow. You could say that, huh?
Yeah.
On TV, because in my world, it's just on TV.
It's not over-the-air broadcast. So.
No, I understand.
I know, but it might as well be.
It might as well be.
When was the last time you had an aerial? Adjust the aerial, Murray. When was the last time you had an antenna where you were getting TV like that? Everyone's got cable, and even the most basic of cable offers you channels like MTV. It comes with the package,
Yeah.
FX, things like that. That will A&E.
Yeah.
Things that'll just put on programming with gritty language.
So just let the gritty language.
Everyone's heard it.
Everyone's
heard it.
Let's stop being
Who's it really injuring?
Yeah.
Who's getting injured?
I don't know. But Paris Hilton got smashed last night at the award.
Did she?
Yeah. No, she wasn't drinking. She just Sarah Silverman smashed her with a good line. But before the show, Paris Hilton. Well, just a couple of real quick clips about Paris Hilton here. This is her talking about jail, and she snuck into jail overnight. Everybody,
really?
A day early.
She went to jail early?
A day early.
Why would you do that?
To avoid the paparazzi, supposedly. It's a big story today, Anthony. Everyone's talking about how Paris Hilton snuck into jail a day early. By the way, 14 of our boys killed over the weekend.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, who cares, right?
You got to lead with Paris Hilton, right, News?
Yeah.
Scumbags. We're not allowed to say that anymore?
No.
How about this? Scum.
Yes.
The News is scum.
Thank you, Jimmy, for helping me out there. Yeah, they are.
Exactly.
Because they're leading with the Paris Hilton going to jail a day early story instead of our boys dying in Iraq. 14 more killed over the weekend.
Bags.
Got something to say about that. Yeah, talk about it later.
Just say it now.
The Paris thing.
Say it now.
Something's got to be done. I know I'm going out on a limb here, but something's got to be done. More soldiers are dying every month It's an amazing body count that they're chalking up. The original war when we first went in and took Baghdad, I believe it took something like 130 some odd lives before the mission accomplished banner went up and everything was done. They're pretty much equaling that now on a monthly basis, just because these insurgents are getting better at their job. They're getting better at blowing up our soldiers. Roadside bombs, small arms fire ambushes. And our guys are being sent out in very small patrols that are very vulnerable. There are a lot of new guys, 20-year-old kids going out there on these very small patrols with no real mission. That seems to be the biggest argument that and it's not an argument of the politicians. This is from the soldiers. I've heard from a lot of soldiers that write to me. Believe me, we have a lot of soldier fans that listen online and whatnot. And it's the mission. They say there's no mission here. They don't have a thing to do. Their mission is to walk around and hope they don't get killed, and hope maybe they'll stumble upon a cache of weapons that they can say, hey, these are off the street now. But what is happening is they are going on these small patrols and getting just decimated, torn to pieces. And this is just the killed. They're not even talking about the injured. The injuries these guys are sustaining are mostly head injuries, because that's what's poking out of the armored carriers that they're in. They're wearing the vests and everything, but their heads aren't protected. So a lot of these are head injuries. And the strategy here isn't changing. No one's saying, okay, look, this isn't working. Us sending out these small patrols of guys, I'm not saying, oh, pull out, we got to leave it. But change something. Overwhelming force. And you know why this isn't happening? Because it's politics. And once you mix all these politics up with war, people on our side are going to die. And that's what's happening. We don't want to offend the government that's in place over there now. You know, this government, they're supposed to have the say over what we can do and what we're allowed to do as far as take military action. We have to sit there and have a little meeting with these guys when we want to change our strategy. And they don't want us to run through their country like we're still occupying it. We're just helping them get into a position where they can defend themselves. So we can't then... You want to clear a road. Let's say you want our army to go from point A to point B and clear a road. You get some A-10 Warthogs. That road is cleared. 2 planes. But there won't be one explosive left or one insurgent left. You will be able to drive down that road in a caddy if you wanted to, with the top down. But we're not allowed to do that. You never hear about this massive air cover anymore in Iraq because we're not allowed to do that, because the government over there won't allow us to do that. So they stay with the same strategy, small patrols, which are just getting chewed apart, more and more people every single month, and it's not going to stop until the strategy changes.
Yep.
And it's disgusting me. It's disgusting. Why can't this idiot in charge change the policy and tell these people over there in Iraq that are supposedly leading the country, look, we have to do this for self-preservation?
Colin had the best line about it. He said, we're trying to fight a polite war. And it's the same way we got beat up in Vietnam. Same way you're going to get beat up here. Stop being... Either you're going to do it or just don't do it.
Yeah, war's ugly.
Overwhelming force. That's what you need to win a war. Oh, we can't tell the insurgents from the civilians. Martial law, curfews, shoot on sight, things like that. That's how you win a war. That's how you get the insurgency down. Raids with massive amounts of people. Don't send out patrols of 4 20-year-olds and a lieutenant. They're going to get killed. That's what's happening. It's disgusting. That's what's happening. That's my take on the whole thing. The strategy has to change over there. And with a lame duck in there, Bush wasn't doing anything anyway, but he's a lame duck now, so we can just look forward to another, until January.
Probably another 1,000.
Yeah.
Probably another 1,000 dead.
There's already over 3,500, 3,700 dead, uncounted wounded. I mean, and believe me, I don't care what happens to the Iraqis over there. Civilian, military, insurgents. I don't care about the Iraqi people over there. They weren't rising up for their own freedom in the first place. So the only way that happens is when a people get so oppressed that they say we have to change the way we're living, and they rise up against their government. You can't go in there and change people and want them to have freedom. That's old news. But what we can do is do this the way it's supposed to be done, with overwhelming force. Get it done as quickly and painlessly for our side as possible. That's it. Go in, overwhelming force.
Well, I guess this Paris Hilton clip doesn't really matter anymore.
Well, you know why? Because the news ain't talking about it. No one else is talking about it. So, yeah, we talk about that first, and now we'll go into yada-da-da-da-da-do-do-do-do. Entertainment news. Paris Hilton going to jail.
That's what frustrates me, and they call us just dopey. They call us dopey shock jocks.
We're shock jocks.
The news calls us dopey shock jocks, but they're leading with Paris Hilton going to jail a day early today, and the Lindsay Lohan pictures that came out, which are, by the way, a year old. Putting a knife to her girlfriend's throat. They're partying, just fooling around with knives.
Who doesn't have dopey pictures?
You know what?
Yourselves doing
when
stupid
you're partying,
things.
you just do dumb stuff. Mm-hmm. But they're acting like, oh my, you're not going to believe the pictures of Lindsay Lohan and what she was doing.
Yeah.
And every person between the ages of, 16 to all the way up to 60 are like, yep, that's what happens when you're partying.
Yeah. That's what happens.
You just do dumb stuff.
Or you take these, staged, funny pictures. Oh, here's a knife. Let me hold it to your throat and snap a picture.
Right.
It's like Lindsay Lohan was going to slice her friend's throat. No, I don't think so.
She was just goofing around because someone had a camera.
Yeah.
Like, what? Oh, you want a photo up? Well, check this out.
That's all.
All right, now give me another beer and a line.
I got fun pictures with guns. Doesn't mean I'm going to go out on a friggin' rampage.
Well, this was before the MTV Movie Awards. Let's just acknowledge after Ant's rant, this is like who gives a crap stuff. But we already know that on this show.
You know, even though this is a scary thing, I'm using it in a positive way. And when I come out, I can't wait to start my new life and be even stronger than I am now.
Even stronger than I am now. Start her new life. How long is she in for? 7, 8 years? How long?
23 days.
Oh, 23 days.
But she could be out in a week if she's good.
Yeah.
She's acting like she's Mandela.
I know. She's going to start a movement. No, you're going away for... I'm going to guess she's in there for 10 days.
If she's lucky, she'll get roof tarring detail and be able to do the taxes for all the all the guards.
Very good.
Get some beers.
Or maybe Wolf will hit on her in the shower, and she'll have to fight him in the yard and go see English up at the top of the steps.
Let's go to Steve in Jersey. Steve.
How you doing? I'm a two-time Iraq vet, and I just wanted to say that you took the words right out of my mouth. Thank you.
2-time vet, right?
Yeah.
Jesus, man. They're
Thank you
just
very
not
much.
doing it right. It's too politicized right now. There's too much politics being played, and politics and war never work. Doesn't work. They're saying, listen to your goddamn generals on the ground. They need more guys and more force and less rules. They can't be listening to this fake Iraqi government, and it is fake. Stop it. They can't get along with each other. There's civil war going on over there, and we're listening to them as to what we should or shouldn't do as far as our own soldiers go. Movement, 4 guys going out on a patrol is not an overwhelming show of force. It's a suicide mission. All
right, Steve.
Annoying. Thank you, Steve.
God bless you, Steve.
No, thank you. You took the words out of my mouth once again. I appreciate it.
All right, Steve.
Take care.
And then Sarah Silverman just smashed Paris Hilton, and she had to sit there in the audience and take it. Oh, man, was she just angry.
Was she angry, too? She couldn't take a joke?
Oh, wow, was she angry. And then she kind of tried to, smile through it. This is the line from last night's MTV Movie Awards.
In a couple of days, Paris Hilton is going to jail.
Wow.
Wow. Thank you. The judge says that it's going to be a no-frills thing, and that is ridiculous. She is totally going to get special treatment. As a matter of fact, I heard that to make her feel like more comfortable in prison, the guards are going to paint the bars to look like penises.
That's not bad.
I think it's wrong, too. I just worry that she's going to break her teeth on those things. Anyway.
Nicholson's there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Nicholson was just a babbling ass. He got up there. Yeah, if we could get his... people hinted that he was on something, man.
Where was this shot?
I don't even know.
Probably
L.A., yeah. It looked like it was L.A., I guess. So there you go. Sarah's smashing her. And then they showed a shot of Paris in the audience, and she was not happy. It's like, whatever, dude. Take it.
Exactly. You're just a rich kid. You did nothing.
Right.
Except the good
Believe me,
movie.
I think she's going to have more problems in prison than she is at the MTV Movie Awards. I think she might have a little problem. Is she going to be in private or something? Like, they should. Is she going to have to shower in a public, like...
No.
No?
No way.
Could you just say she is? Because that's kind of like really hot to think, those big prison showers and just there and you're just seeing her completely naked.
The tough prison babe.
Trying to wash her hair. She's got soap in her eyes and then the tough prison babe comes over. Hey.
Someone watches the door. Someone turns the lights off.
Yeah. The guard all of a sudden, like somebody walks in, the guard looks, nods and leaves. Oh, you're like, oh no, here it comes.
Yeah, baby.
Here it comes. The water shuts off. She's like, oh, what? Where's the water shut off? She's still got soap in her eyes. And then she's just getting groped. Nice.
Who doesn't like a good prison babe flex?
And scene.
There's the reaction for Jimmy.
She's not too happy.
She looks good, though.
She's getting a little...
Why did
her
she
going
have
to jail?
Maybe she showed up there to throw the paparazzi off. Why am I speculating?
Right.
Like a
she showed up there to get award show to
throw the paparazzi off.
No. So they wouldn't think she was going to jail. I'm saying no one would think that right after that she's going right to jail.
Oh, that was where the after party was. Jail.
She has a lovely neck, though. I'd like to kiss it.
She's got a very slender neck.
She's wonderful.
Gets snapped out like a chicken.
I just want to kiss it.
She's starting to look a lot more like her mom these days.
Is she?
A little long in the tooth. All that partying starting to take its toll on her.
Wait till prison life gets
Here
a hold
comes
of her.
Kenny. What's up, Kenny?
Hi, Ken.
No, I heard on 10's Win News the big thing.
10's Win News.
Yeah. The big thing is like $500,000 to the paparazzi to get a picture of her in her prison garb.
Oh, yeah?
That's $500,000?
Yeah.
Wow, one of the guards are going to snap that.
Yeah.
Little cell phone, it's done. Huh?
Yeah. Should have just posed with somebody.
Yeah, she probably will. She'll go in the yard. She's all about that crap.
Can I point to the too? Because after your little verbal flub made me think real quick. I was at Morton's last night having a fine meal, and the maitre d' comes over, and he goes, dude, I got to say I'm a big fan. My favorite Opie and Anthony moment, he's a big fan of the show, was when Voss was on one time, and he was talking about some woman getting an operation, and he goes, is it called a hysterectomy? I have been laughing about that since last night. What a dummy Rich Voss is.
Hysterectomy.
Oh, he's as stupid as he could possibly be as a man.
I think Voss is coming in Friday, so...
Oh, thank God.
Oh, the fun will ensue on Friday. All right, yeah, we got to take a break, sure.
Verbal faux pas.
We'll figure out what else is going on in America today. Also, I
Steve from Bayshore. What does Kenny sip Novocaine instead of coffee in the morning? What's wrong with you, Kenny? 10's Win News.
He had a long weekend taking care of Jimmy down there in D.C.
He just doesn't know where to put his S's, that's all.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Yeah. He's stupid.
I think we're going to be looking at girly magazines next.
Girly magazines, like nudes.
We gave the guys a little project.
Yeah,
a little homework assignment. We forced them to look at the magazines women look at.
Oh, not girl, because I thought you meant girly magazine, like a nude magazine, like Swank.
No, we forced them to pick up a copy of Cosmopolitan,
Woman's Home Journal,
all that crap.
Mm-hmm.
Mary Claire or Marie Claire.
What is that?
I don't know. And Us Weekly, all those dumb magazines that the women just love gobbling up. And we told them to bring a interesting article to the show.
Oh, all right. Well, what do they find interesting about those magazines?
We're going to find out next. You know, You know, I mean, we've all seen it on the
You've
newsstand.
thumbed through it in like a doctor's office, maybe. There's just nothing but that crap laying there.
7 great positions for great sex.
How to keep your man happy.
How to keep your man happy in the bedroom. You know, all that dumb stuff.
Working on a budget. Keeping your house working on a budget. Budget. Is it 1955?
So the guys all have picked out their favorite article that they found over the weekend. Okay?
Great.
We'll do that next. It's Opie and Anthony.
This is the Opie and Anthony Show. 92.3 K-Rock.
How great is that, huh?
That just petrified me, by the way.
It's the Opie and Anthony Show.
I say things sometimes, and then because I'm commenting on the television behind me. So when I turn and watch it, I can't see you. So I said something, turn around, and you had your headphones on, and I look at the mics to see if they were on. Because if they were, oh boy, that was a doozy, I said. It was about, I guess, the weatherman here. What's his name? Sam Champion?
Yeah.
Yeah. I said something about Sam Champion. That may have been a bit naughty.
They just played on Good Morning America. It's your video of the day. It's everywhere. Actually, go to break.com. It's on the front page. Minor league baseball manager goes nuts. Oh, the guy took it to a whole new level. I know we got the Lou Piniella thing. He's, suspended indefinitely?
Kicking dirt. Like Billy Martin and Earl Weaver did that for years. He kicked dirt on the umpire, but I think Lou bumped him, and once you bump the umpire, you are finished.
You're out.
Earl Weaver used to turn his cap around backwards, because if the brim of your cap touched the umpire, you were done.
Yeah, they turn it around and get right so you could get closer to their face and just yell at them.
Yeah, so Lou Piniella's been getting a lot of attention, but now we got this minor league baseball manager going nuts, and they're showing it all over the TV today. Guy's hilarious. He took second and third base and went home. He, crawled on the dirt toward the mound, picked up the rosin as a grenade and threw it at the umpire.
Yeah.
Buried home plate.
Completely.
It just goes on and on. It's on break.com, getting a lot of attention today.
That's just an ass.
And dumb Diane Sawyer played on Good Morning America, and then she looks at the camera all confused, like, who would do that?
Why would you do something like that?
That's really strange.
Yeah.
Through her fuzzy cam, through her cotton ball camera. It's like they just loaded the camera lens up with cotton balls and tried to film her through it.
You know, it's the law to really smoke out your bathroom windows.
Yeah.
So the pervs in your neighborhood don't get a peek.
Right.
Well, that's the type of camera they're now using for Diane Sawyer.
That's the lens.
Right, that's the lens.
The lens on the camera, they're just using that fuzzy glass block.
Right. And
they screw it into the front, and that's what you see.
This should ensure that she's on TV for another year.
That's good. We can't see the crow's feet through this. What is it? A cinder block. Filming through cinder blocks.
If they shot her real, you know what she looks like? She looks like what you ever see Dracula when he gets exposed to the light?
Yeah.
2 frames before he's dust.
So he turns to dust, go back 2 frames. Yeah. There you have it.
Like the cape is just barely hanging on, and he still has a little skeletal expression and a tuft of blonde Tanner Boyle hair.
I finally had to give up on her, too. I thought she was hot last year, the year before, but finally I'm out.
The old bag.
I'm out. Eventually, I think they'll do Good Morning America, just a really long shot. That'd be hilarious.
Where it's like when you turn binoculars around and look through them.
Right.
It's just, she's a mile away. Is that? Who are they got?
All right. Let's bring in the guys and see what they picked.
From their women's magazines.
Well, it's the female playbook.
Yeah. Things like Cosmo, I guess.
All that
Cosmopolitan magazine.
It's the female playbook. The women pick this up and they get a tip or two.
My mommy used to collect her Cosmos. She wouldn't throw them away, so she had a big cedar chest in her room full of Cosmo magazines. And I got to tell you, growing up as a kid, maybe 11, 12 years old, great material to take care of yourself with. Cosmo was back then. I don't know if it is now because I haven't looked through it, but yeah, there'd be a lot of lingerie things, women, and in the back it was Cosmo Tells All, and there was one nude picture of a girl in there. Sometimes it was just kind of the side of the breast shot. Sometimes it was just from the back, like a butt shot or something. But sometimes you'd get full frontal. And that was just, back then, 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. Just back out playing with the old friends.
There you go.
That was a quickie.
That's all you needed, though.
That's it.
You didn't want to spend too much time on that.
No.
You just had to get the poison out and then get back out there to play Army.
That's it. Play Army. Yeah. Pressure release valve done. All right.
All right.
Back out. Rat-tat-tat-tat-tat. Rat-tat-tat-tat-tat. I got you.
All right.
I figured out who Diane Sawyer looks like, by the way.
Oh, go ahead.
Without being in HD, without being in that soft light, she looks exactly like McCartney. She looks like Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney.
Yeah, the skinny, wrinkled, stupid face.
An old woman.
That's exactly what she looks like.
She looks like an old sitcom character, and it's driving me nuts. It's like an obscure sitcom character that had kind of a lesser...
Ethel Mertz.
She had like a lesser role on one of these sitcoms in like the late 70s, early 80s, and it's driving me nuts. And I know if I come up with it, Ant's going to be very impressed.
Andy from WKRP in Cincinnati.
All right, who goes first? You guys decide.
Danny.
All right, Danny.
Danny.
All right, Danny's going to start us off. So the homework assignment, these guys had the weekend to go through the female playbook and come up with an article they found interesting enough to bring to the show.
Oh, a little copy.
And Danny is handing out the article he found interesting. It's from Cosmo.
Wow.
And he just handed it to us. It's sex tips from guys.
From guys. All right, ladies, listen up. This is what all the guys want. Sex tips from guys. Every time you see like the cover of Cosmo and see like sex tips from guys on the cover, I just imagine women going, "Oh, this is just what we need.
This is what I need.
This is coming right from the source.
This is what I need to spice it up in the bedroom."
Whoa.
All right, Danny, go ahead. Sex tips from guys.
Grab, crank, repeat.
Exactly. Gulp, look at window, throw self out.
I mean, this came from the online edition of Cosmos. There was much to choose from. So
by the way, I got to interrupt you just because it's always good to get an E-Rock line in. Fast Freddy from Jamaica Station. E-Rock picked 101 uses for mayo. All right, go ahead there, Danny. Sorry.
So they had different categories, I suppose. It was, like things to do, getting the guy, things to do in bed, things to do after.
Oh, wow. Run the whole gamut of things.
So, yeah, I just tried to compile some of the more radio-friendly things, except for some of the ones on the bottom there. But
I see that.
Well, we can even work around those.
We'll try.
The first tip says, let me know you're in the mood by picking up the palm of by picking up my palm and darting your tongue against it. It's an unusual move, but it's erotic at the same time.
Not good advice.
No.
It depends on what she does for a living. Like, for instance, if she's perhaps an esthetician, that might be acceptable. But if she happens to, say, work on a stud farm with old racehorses...
Artificially inseminating horses.
And her job is to collect the bucketful.
Well, see, it's sex tip from guys, so the woman would be doing this to you. She'd be licking your palm.
She'd lick your... Let me know you're in the mood by picking up my palm and darting... Oh, okay, I got it.
Okay.
So,
again, it would have to be occupation.
Hey,
if you're cleaning the bathrooms at the chemo ward, I don't think the girl wants to lick your palm.
Anyone have that happen to them?
I don't want my palm licked.
I don't either, man.
They're getting their advice from Caddyshack.
Huh?
Remember that? When Noonan and Lacey Underalls were at the dock?
Yeah.
And she licked the palm of his hand.
Okay, sure.
And she was reading her palm. It's, this is how hot I can get you. And she licked his palm.
See, this is why that stinks. Because all I can think about is the girl's breath on my palm now. And I can smell my palm.
Smelling it all night?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you at some point, too, like, wow, that's kind of, you'd have to feign that it was sexy because you don't want to ruin the night. So you're like, oh. But then all night you're waiting for her to look away so you could wipe your pants with your hand and not offend her. Hey, don't lick a guy's hand. Stop it.
Absolutely. Unless he's holding something important.
Yeah.
If that's how you have to get yourself into it, whatever you got to say to keep yourself from not doing this.
Wherever you want to start, the hand is fine.
Exactly.
But we know where you got to finish.
Let's go to Keith in Massapequa. Keith, what's up?
What's up, guys? The Diane Sawyer looks like the mom from Bewitched.
And Dora?
Whatever her name is.
A little bit.
This was a sitcom character, lesser role.
Oh.
Not a looker.
Adam Rich.
Gave the impression that she might play for the same team. All right, Keith, thank you.
All right, thank you, bye.
I'll come up with it eventually. All right, go ahead, Danny. Continue. Sex tips from guys. This is what the girls are reading out there.
Well, the next one is when we're just lying on the couch and watching TV, let your feet wander in my lap and start exploring.
Who? What if you're Paul McCartney?
She could let her foot wander in his lap and go grab a snack at the same time.
And while your one foot's wandering, make sure you put alcohol rub on your stump so it doesn't smell the whole room up.
So a little foot job, huh?
Yeah, this doesn't seem like things you do maybe on the first date or anything.
This is more like you've been in a relationship, and I guess you're trying to find new things to do.
This is guys. This is what guys are telling women they like to happen to them.
Apparently, this is this person's advice to all the women out there.
Do these women understand that right then ends any of this fun and games? Like the second her foot hits the lap, you're having sex. You're like that. That's pretty much it. The second it hits your lap.
I don't know if I was just watching.
And my girlfriend tried this once, and I swear kicked me square right where it hurts so bad. My girlfriend is the king of kicking me in the sensitive area that is dangling. Just every single time in bed, we'll be laying in bed, and like she'll pick her knee up. I'll be close to her, and we're kind of face to face and asleep. And she'll bend her knee and just wham! Just nail me. Or she's getting out of bed and one foot will slip and wham! The heel goes right in. She just kicks me there all the time. So I don't think that's what they mean either. Kick them squarely in the sack.
Women have no idea how sensitive that area is.
Oh.
Because they see what we can do with it.
Yeah. For some reason, you can't even, barely flick it or anything. But yet, in some circumstances, it could slam against something.
It's amazing.
Numerous times. Wham! Wham! Wham!
I think we confuse them because they see what we can do with it, but it's beyond sensitive if touched the wrong way.
My girlfriend has it's amazing how little they know. She'll actually light a match and then blow it out and then touch it to it. And then
See,
just
that's
go,
not good.
If this were only a man's size.
All right, what else there, Danny?
I'm going to skip over that next one you see there. But here's another one. When you grab my arms, hold them over my head and lick around my armpits.
I'm putty? This is sex tips from guys, and he finishes by saying, I'm putty if you do that?
Yeah, well, apparently this guy, he seems to enjoy it and feels that maybe the rest of the American men out there would love it too.
Hey, Elaine, lick around my armpits.
My girlfriend is never... Yeah, right? My girlfriend's never licking my armpits.
No!
No
Stay away from my armpits.
No. All right, continue.
These are awful.
They're terrible.
Well, that's why this
No wonder.
That's why this is fun. This is what the women are doing with their playbooks. Getting bad advice from guys that seem a little fruity.
Horrid advice.
Here's another one. When you give a hello kiss after a long day at work, don't hesitate to grab my package. It's on, and he says, it's like, hello.
Hello.
It's like, hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
They put a little dash between the two L's in hello when they spelt it, so that's hello.
That's great advice to give women. So there's a million women that don't know what they're doing and are just freaking squeezing.
Yeah.
All right. What else?
Let's see. Lightly caress the sensitive webbing between my thumb and forefinger. It's a lusty pressure point.
No, it's not.
What, this?
Right here?
Yeah, apparently.
Anything you wouldn't be afraid to do to another man because it is so non-sexual. Come here, Danny. Give me your hand. Look, I'm rubbing the webbing between his thumb and forefinger because it is so non-sexual. Wow, you got excited.
I did.
Because that is so non-exciting or sexual.
All right, hold on. Now we're getting some calls coming in. This is what we want. Nicole in Buffalo, listening on the edge. What's up, Nicole?
I've done the foot thing before, watching a movie with my boyfriend.
Yeah.
And it actually works.
Well, we didn't say it wouldn't work. I'm just saying that pretty much ends any more playing around.
Oh, no, I mean, like, it brought it straight to full foreplay.
Do you understand that anything you would rub like that on your boyfriend during a movie, you could go grab a mop and rub that, and he'll want to have sex.
Right.
All right, Nicole says it works. Thank you, Nicole.
You're welcome.
All right, what else there, Danny?
This gentleman says that your woman should lick spots on your wrists, inner elbows, and backs of your knees, and that'll wake up areas that have been sleeping for years.
What is wrong with this guy?
True,
he
actually.
wants
every part that's not at all sexual.
Yeah.
No, but that's the women like that when you lick them there. You suck a girl's wrists or by her elbows. Women love that. It does feel good.
Inner elbows over here?
Yeah. Like up in
the back of my knees?
Yeah, it's really sensitive. That stuff is very sexy.
I like that next one.
Yeah, no, I don't think I could say that.
There's something so taboo about you know how you take care of your girl.
There's a sex tip
where
from
she can just relax, you know, and you take care of.
She doesn't have
her.
to do the heavy lifting.
Right, she's not doing any lifting.
Right.
She's just relaxing. You're doing all the work. And then you wake up and it feels like you chewed a whole pack of Hubba Bubba for hours on end. So you do that, but not in the normal circumstance. Mm-hmm. She would be in a position where it would be like she was ready to give someone a pony ride.
Ah.
There you go. And you do that take care of business thing. There's something so taboo about that.
I'll tell you why. Because normally if you go to a restaurant and you're having a fine meal,
right,
you always want to be careful where your nose is.
Right. You don't want a table by the bathroom. That's fine. What's taboo about that?
Well, we got to take a break, Danny. Danny's almost done with the article he found.
Get a good view. You could still watch the game.
Sex tips from guys from Cosmo.
By the way, being in that particular, like you're ready to give someone a pony ride while your girlfriend, reciprocates is also fantastic. That's very taboo for a woman to do that to a guy, not for a guy to do that to a woman. For a woman,
yeah. See, that isn't.
It's taboo.
That taboo.
And it's lovely.
All right.
I heard this one time. It was fantastic.
That's great.
Any others you want to add to this?
Yeah, let's see. Well, this one I don't understand. Watching a woman do yoga is the hottest foreplay you could have without touching each other?
I guess if she's naked yoga, and she'd have to be kind of good at it. I don't want to see her naked trying to pull herself into the lotus position and not being able to do it. Snapping a knee. I broke my knee, man.
It depends on the outfit she's wearing.
I would prefer nothing.
I wouldn't mind a skimpy, like a skin-tight thing.
Boy shorts.
Yeah. But my girlfriend's doing yoga. I wouldn't need to see that. That'd be great if it was a stranger, because my girlfriend I've seen do everything already.
Yeah.
Yeah, no offense, but...
Offense taken, I'm sure.
Well,
Jesus.
All right, you got it.
I don't find her sexy at all when whatever she does.
No, I don't mean this. I don't mean that.
Of course you don't.
Hey, we got to take a break because we got Frank Vincent calling to talk about the unbelievable Sopranos episode last night. But the last one is hilarious. Cosmo, sex tips from guys.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, okay.
How do we say we got to get this on the radio?
Well, the last half of this says, like you're applying lipstick. Now, obviously, the lady is not using lipstick. She's using something else that could be a large version of lipstick.
Depending on your nationality.
Right, exactly. But you're supposed to use that like you're using lipstick.
Like you're applying lipstick.
Like you're applying lipstick.
There you go. Cosmo's sex tips from guys.
And there's a bunch more where this came from.
There's a lot more where that came from.
All right. I think you got some of the better ones out there.
Wow, there's some good ones. There's a couple of the really dirty ones are really good. The tickle and tug one is good.
I was just reading that one.
That's very
But
true.
be careful.
Yeah, of course.
They use the word gingerly.
But proceed gingerly.
Yeah.
You don't want to just, tickle and then tug like you're ejecting from a plane that's about to crash.
Yeah, pulling the handle. Punch out, goose. All of a sudden, you jump up and hit your head against the ceiling. Maverick has to cradle you.
Hey, see, Dave is pointing out something very obvious here. Dave in Philly, go ahead.
Hey, I just wanted to say with that foot thing that, not every woman has perfectly smooth model quality feet. And,
that's true.
You get a woman with some nasty feet, and she could be wreaking some havoc on your sensitive areas.
Yeah.
Big Doritos toenail. Dude, toenail that looks like a corn chip.
Her bunion.
A bunion.
Dude, you got the corn chip streak going, man. I think this is 3 days in a row, maybe 4.
You gotta talk.
You gotta work the corn chip toenail scenario into every
corn
show.
Chip toenail. Oh, that big nasty yellow. It's like big and thick.
I was on my way.
Yeah, it's good for dip.
Yeah, you could dip with it.
Oh, there you go. There's what he's talking about right there, Jimmy. Oh,
God, E-Rock. That's just making E-Rock hungry.
Dude, I was on the way to corn chip toenails.
No.
Went to the doctor. Now I think I only have a third of a liver because the medicine I use kills your liver. But I got crystal clear toenails again.
Did you have those little monsters that they show in the commercials ripping apart your nail bed? How horrific is that? They lift up your fingernail your toenail like a car hood.
Mine were getting
crawl under.
Mine were getting thick and separated from my actual toe. Went to the doctor, only on like 2 or 3 toes out of 10, and they gave me this medication that kills your liver, but it makes your toenails crystal clear.
Thank God.
So I'm back to normal, sort of.
But your liver could be screwy.
Just can't drink ever again, but it's the price you pay for good toenails.
I can look at my toenail, and I can actually see a face pressed up like someone drowned under ice.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Danny, good job. Danny brought in a fine article.
Yes.
Who can we look forward to after the break? We got Club Soda Kenny. We got Roland.
E-Rock, maybe?
E-Rock.
Maybe E-Rock. Jeff from Jersey. Jeff from Jersey, quickly. I don't even think we have to, well, if you want to go to him. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, what's up?
What are you going to say? Because I agree with you.
Yeah, you guys are probably already suspecting this, but this has got to be women who write this stuff.
Yep.
I'm actually horrified that some women might be listening to this crap.
That's what I think too. I think women are in there writing like, "Hey, could you write an article as if it was the man's point of view on what he would like women to do?" Because it's crap.
For the women listening, I just want to tell you, listen, if you want to know what we like, watch some porn movies. That's what we like.
There you go.
It's not rocket science.
There you go.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, it's probably women just sitting around in a conference room, trying to figure this crap out. I think you're thinking of Katherine Hellman, who was on Soap.
Oh, could be.
Could you look her up, please, for me? Diane Sawyer looks like someone.
And don't look up Hellman's mayonnaise. He just can't help it. He puts in the first few letters.
That might be it, though. That might be it. It's Opie and Anthony. We'll be back with, hopefully, Frank Vincent next.
This is the Opie and Anthony Show. 92.3 K-Rock.
Hey, we got to get right into this. It's Opie and Anthony. Big star on the line. Big star! Let's say hi to Frank Vincent, a friend of the show. What's up, Frank?
Hey, you guys being good or what?
Yeah, we're being good.
Better than don't whack us, Frank. Don't whack us.
Hey, you never know, man.
Wow, Frank.
Now we got something to talk about, Frank.
Okay, let's go.
Now we got something to talk about.
You are the man. No mercy.
No mercy.
My God.
Last night was a great episode.
They're saying one of the best ever.
Yes,
yeah,
Frank.
So it was really high tension and a lot of stuff went on. Yeah.
Well, I mean, now obviously they said you guys have been shooting different endings, like so nobody technically knows the ending, right? Is that correct? Like.
Well, we everybody shot their own thing. I only shot one thing for the ending. Now I don't know what they shot, what Jimmy shot or anybody else shot. You know, I mean, I knew about what happened last night. I knew that was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know what's going to happen next week in terms of the rest of the show.
Wow.
All right, where is Phil hiding? It's been annoying me all night. You put a hit out on Tony and Bacala and who was the other one? And Silvio, and then all of a sudden you disappear. At least tell us where you're hiding.
Well, he put a hit out on Tony.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and especially Tony.
And yeah, the top three guys.
He's with his wife. He's hiding in the mountains.
Aha. In the mountains.
In the mountains.
With his wife. You are something in that show. Jesus.
Oh, boy.
This is some of the most brutal stuff now.
Well, I like the way Baccarat died. Wasn't that great?
Had you seen that scene yet, or did you watch them shoot that?
I saw it. What I saw last night, I saw it for the first time. Like you saw it. We don't see anything.
That was so beautifully shot because I mean he's standing there like just this big mope talking about trains, and you know he's about to be murdered.
I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah, this is one. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get it. And you're like, big fat man just wants a choo-choo.
Yeah. Alan Taylor's the director of that episode. I'm sure he's going to be nominated for that episode.
It was so good. It was not even just the fact that he was killed. It was the way, as the gunmen are approaching Baccarat to kill him, they show like this head-on shot of the train on the tracks, and they're like going to people who are hiding as he's being murdered, and they clip to a quick one of the little figurines on the train set that's covering its face. It was so well done, man. It was really beautifully shot.
Brilliant.
Wow.
All right, so you obviously at the beginning of the season told us that your role really picked up a lot, and you weren't kidding.
Yeah,
man.
you weren't kidding.
Like, I mean,
I'm glad we stood by you there, Frank.
Yeah,
the first couple episodes, and we're like, wow, why are we talking to Frank Vincent?
Yeah, where is he?
Where is he?
Please tell me that Melfi gets popped.
Yeah.
Does somebody pop Melfi?
Maybe Tony's going to pop her.
Frank, give us something. Come on, let's just blow it up for everybody. You know the ending. Let's go. Let's make history together.
Show you want me to give you something?
Yeah, the last show.
Let's go.
He's going to blab.
Look what fun you had all this time.
See?
You're a good friend of the show, though. We'll be in all the press clippings.
I'll give you something. What's really going to happen is Tony and Phil are going to get in a convertible and ride off the cliff like
Thelma and Louise.
That would be the end of the Sopranos.
We were saying how great it would be if something completely bizarre, like if Tony just came out of the closet and walked off with a transgendered friend and it was never explained.
Right.
Or maybe Tony goes into the bookstore and he reads A Man's Guide to Being a Man's Man. Is that the way?
Guy's Guide to Being a Man's Man.
That's
right, huh?
See that, Frank? We always plug.
I appreciate it.
And then
guys.
Frank comes in and sees him reading it and then goes, he's a nice enough guy, and leaves him alone.
That's right.
And I'll give him a go home and get you a Shine Box T-shirt.
Yeah. But right away, I put hits out on him and his friends. He's getting fresh.
Hey, Frank, any people talking about a movie?
No, what I'm hearing in the corners of the rooms is that David is interested in maybe doing a prequel. Now, I don't know what that would mean.
That means Tony dies.
I don't know if Jimmy's up for that. I know Jimmy's got a big contract with HBO now to do some producing. I think Jimmy's probably going to lay low now for a little while, get Tony Soprano out of his mind a little bit.
They should do a movie and just make believe nothing happened yet. Bring back everybody and just start over.
You know what? It would be a smash hit.
Hey, Frank, what happened with Phil that he went from, because even Tony brought it up in one of the episodes where you were in the hospital and you kind of had a moment with Tony, and what happened to Phil that made him so ruthless and put him in this position?
Well, he did the scene in the club with the kids, and he explained how his name was really
Leonardo.
Leonardo, and they made it Leotardo. And then he lost his patience. He says he's tired of compromise. No more of this.
So he completely swung the other way.
And he looked at his brother's photograph up on the wall. And then when Tony came in, he said, you want to cut what compromise? He said, I was 20 years. I wanted Monagot. He said, and I had grilled cheese off the radiator, and I wanted a woman. And what else he said?
Right.
And so he said, it's all over. No more compromise. We're going to go for it.
So he's just stuck to his guns, and that's it. Now you're going balls out.
Now he's going out. Yeah, he's going after the prize.
I like it.
Were you surprised they killed Christopher off the way they did?
Oh, it was interesting. That read-through, when we all read that script, everybody just sat silently. Silence for like 3 minutes, and everybody was looking at each other, and it was amazing. Because I think at that point, the realization that it was coming to an end hit everybody.
Right, yeah, because that's obviously one of the main characters during the entire show.
Yeah, so we all sat around the table reading that, and when it was over, I think Edie was crying, and Jimmy was looking at, it's a big room, and Jimmy was looking at Christopher, and Christopher was looking at him, Michael, and the realization hit everybody. Yeah.
You guys read a table where you just do it's like a big square of tables, right? Yeah.
Yeah, every episode we sit the entire cast, and usually the fringe talent also, but in this case, in the last 3 or 4 read-throughs, there was no fringe talent. They used some production people to read the other parts.
What prevents, now obviously you guys have contracts, the big actors, but what prevents a boom guy or a camera guy from leaking it to the paper?
Nothing. In fact, they leaked Michael's death, I think.
Yeah, they did. Yep.
Yeah.
I wasn't reading any spoilers though.
Yeah, this like when we start shooting it, when you're on the set, there's got to be 60, 70 people on the set,
And they're not all going to be loyal. They're all looking out to better themselves by maybe throwing a tip out there.
That'd be great. You find out who it is and actually act like your characters and just beat the crap out of him, kicking him on the floor, stomp his face.
Up to now, your character again has gotten so interesting and really become a huge part of the show. What is? Could you find something you'd say was your favorite moment for Phil or as an actor to do on the show so far?
Well, I think the transition, that the scene with the kids is great, and the follow-up scene to that, and actually yesterday's conversation where he said, they don't even know how to make people over there, meaning that they don't know how to make them, give them, make them part of the crew. They said that they don't even use blood. They don't put a sword on the table. That's all funny stuff if you really analyze it. And doing that stuff was fun. That was really good, nice scene to work.
You got any films or anything you're doing? Because you always seem to pop up in these great Scorsese movies and have huge parts.
Well, I'm looking at a film now called Survival. It's about a jewel thief here in Florida, and we might be doing it in July. It looks like it's going to happen.
Yeah. Hey, Frank, do you know the ending of The Sopranos?
Yeah.
Oh, you definitely know what's going to happen next week.
Well, I know what I know. I don't know if he's changed anything.
Right. You think he's tricking everybody, though? Because they have said there's 3 or 4 endings, I guess.
I know what happens to Phil for sure. I know where that goes.
Oh, okay. What?
Yeah, what happens?
You can tell us.
You can tell us. We won't say anything.
We'll keep it under our hats.
He rides off with Tony in the sunset. Over a cliff.
No, Frank, we're off the air now.
Story.
We're off the air. They're playing commercials. So what happens?
Wouldn't it be funny if Frank was just drunk and spit it out?
You'll
Damn.
be surprised.
Well, I can't wait, and a bunch of people, I'm sure, can't wait. The big finale. Is it going to be an hour? Is it going to be what? Are you going to throw us an extra 10 minutes?
I think it's probably going to be just a regular length. That's what I understood.
This one seems short because it DVR'd at I watched it live actually, but it came out at 47 minutes. It was a little shorter than I wanted.
You cheap bastards! Do an hour. You're killing us. We look at the clock. We go, we got 10 minutes left, and the show's over.
For the commercials for A&E,
Yeah.
Well, we're loving this season, and your character is just great, man.
Yeah,
thanks, guys.
You guys set it up nice for next Sunday.
Hey,
Good luck to you guys. You guys, I heard little stories about you.
We got jammed up a little bit there, Frank, but we took care of business. I'll take care of business like Phil does.
Yeah, I wish we could, believe me. I'd love to just sit around with just a bunch of guys with guns and go, all right, we'll shoot him, and him. How much fun that... It must suck to come back to real life and realize you have to call creepy agents and lawyers.
Instead of just some guys to do your dirty work. All right there, Frank. Thanks a lot for...
Hey, don't forget about a man's man.
What, you want
of course,
man's man.
All right, the plugs. Hey,
Hey.
What's the name of the book, Frank?
Guy's Guide to Being a Man's Man. FrankVincent.com. Go home and get your Shinebox T-shirts and Phil Leotardo T-shirts and mouse pads, the whole thing.
Hey, right, Frank, thanks for the loyalty, by the way. You've been with us pretty much every Monday this season. We really appreciate
one
that.
Monday to do.
Very cool.
Well,
all right.
Good luck this week, and we'll talk to you next week.
And when I come back to New York, I'll come on the show with you guys.
Absolutely.
Okay, guys.
Bye, Frank.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you.
Frank Vincent, everyone.
There he goes. Our newest, bestest pal.
Yeah, I love Frank Vincent.
Frank Vincent.
Love them.
Hey, before we take a break and get back to the Girly Magazine bit, Jimmy was commenting about our pal who's coming in Thursday.
Chuck Liddell, who's
ouch.
Him and his manager Rita, they like enjoy the show, and I got stuff sent to me. His signed pair of shorts.
That's cool.
And I was very bummed out. He lost, man, to Rampage Jackson. He got knocked out. Chuck got knocked out, man.
That is a tough goddamn business to be in, Ultimate Fighting, and wow, he got clipped and went down. And then this guy, what's his name?
Rampage Jackson.
Rampage Jackson just got down on top of him and started punching him about the face in a very hard fashion.
Well, he has 9 years on Chuck, too, man. Like, these guys are not like boxers who can, like, go... And boxers are tough dudes, but don't get me wrong. But they go for 3 rounds. They tie each other up. You try to tie a guy up in UFC or Pride, and your arm is broken. There's no break. There's no break at all. You're just fighting for the entire time.
You know, we're watching the clip over here, and it looks like a prison yard fight.
Yes.
It's a prison yard fight, is what it is. It's that he clips him. Chuck goes in for a body shot and gets tagged on his way back out. He, gave him a body shot. He's going back out, and the guy just tags Chuck on the chin. Spins his head around. Chuck falls on the mat. And then just proceeds to get his face punched in. It's painful to watch.
Was he an underdog?
Well, yes. Rampage Chuck, I think, had lost to 3 different guys. He had avenged 2 of the losses. He had beaten 2 of the guys out of the 3. The one that he had to fight was this guy, Rampage Jackson, who had already beaten him. And I don't know who was favored. I want to say Liddell was still favored, even though this guy had beaten him. But I actually had a bad feeling about it just because the guy had 9 years on. That's a huge difference in any sport.
Yeah.
But when you're 37 and you're fighting a guy who's 28, I mean, that guy's in the prime of his career. I mean,
Chuck is 37? I thought he was younger.
No, man, he's 37 years old. That's a
and
tough
the guy's
guy.
name is Rampage. So
yeah,
I know.
You got to expect a lot of stuff.
A rampage.
You're not expecting the rope a dope.
No.
Which Jimmy had a great observation, man. Boxing is looking so ridiculously old at this point.
You just don't, because these guys are like, again, boxers are tough guys, but any one of these guys in an all-out fight would kill a boxer.
Yep.
Because they got the whole lower half of your body to attack.
And all the talent's going to UFC. Yep. I mean, if you're a tough dude, you're not going into boxing anymore. The limelight is with the UFC.
And who wants to sit there? You get a pay-per-view of a boxing match, and it's 2 guys. Sometimes it'll be exciting, but a lot of the times, a lot of those rounds are spent with the guys tired, and they're hugging each other, clinching. The ref is breaking them up. A few jabs thrown here and there. It gets boring. These guys are just all out the whole time. It's amazing to watch.
And their feet, the footwork they do is...
it's another thing. You could be watching the guy's hands and doing your best to block that, and then a foot comes up and nails you on the side of the face.
Remember when UFC first hit and we all started kind of taking a peek? It was so what's the word?
Brutal?
Just brutal. And they really figured out. They realized they could go after boxing, and they've kind of made it into a really cool sport. At first, it was just an all-out, just.
At first, what you got were a lot of street guys. These were just guys off the street, fat guys that were in bar fights, and there were really no rules, and they didn't break that crap up. And you'd get people just nailing someone in the face with their elbow until they were just bloodied, completely bloodied. They kind of fixed that to make it a little more acceptable to the masses.
Well, and also
it is blowing away boxing.
Well, they also fixed it because they want to protect these guys to a point because they're becoming big names.
Yeah.
Like when we first started watching UFC, it was so primitive that guys that could have been huge stars were like in nursing homes basically after one fight. So they're kind of protecting the guys to a point where, because they know they have marketability,
And they're also the fighters, like guys that dominated back then. It seems some of them are great, but a lot of them were street fighters, and they would be killed by guys that are fighting now. These guys are like, and it seems like Pride. And I'm not an expert on this, but I think Rampage Jackson was a Pride fighter, and those guys to me are more professional. Like Crow Cop was a Pride fighter, and Fedorov. Like those guys are like the best fighters in the world, and they're coming into UFC now. So it's like becoming like a legitimate sport.
Huge.
I think much more fun to watch than boxing.
A lot
more
interesting
guys
to watch
than boxing.
I can't even tell you the last time I watched a boxing match, and I'm starting to even watch the UFC.
Yeah, brutal.
I got on board really late, but I'm really starting to get hooked on it a little bit now too.
And you really don't know, like You don't know who's winning these things. When they get in the ring, it could be this big guy. I like this last match, though, with Rampage and Chuck Liddell. You didn't know. If this guy would have made one little mistake and Liddell would have gotten a fist in there, it could have gone the other way. You just don't know.
None of them, I don't think, are undefeated. I mean, I think Fedorov is, undefeated. I could be wrong. But they're just, like, one mistake, you're finished.
You're
you
done.
Can't tie a guy up here.
No.
You just can't.
They'll throw you on the ground and just start pounding you.
So Liddell comes in Thursday?
Yeah, I hope so, man. I love Liddell.
Great. Hey, this guy's been waiting an hour. Brett in New Jersey, ex-Marine. Brett.
Hey, guys, what's up?
No such things as ex-Marines.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, Brett, sorry to make you wait an hour, man.
That's no problem.
What do you got?
Am I on? Or?
Yes, you are.
Oh, you're on, sir.
What's going on? Hey, now the hour was definitely worth the wait. I just want to, I'm a little off topic here, but there's always room to thank you guys for supporting the troops here, man.
Always.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to see more done for the guys over there. I want to see more support. I want to see less Iraqi government intervening into the whole thing, and let the generals do what they got to do. If they want to send more guys over there, let's use the resources properly. Let's use our air that we haven't been using. Clear these places out. You know, don't send 4 guys out on a patrol where they're just going to get massacred. Massive amounts of force.
More guys got to go out on these patrols and take care of business, and that's where we're going to, take control of this war and start winning the battle here.
Martial law, curfews, and then clear these streets with some air power before some of these patrols go out.
Definitely.
That's it. I love it.
All right, Brett. Thank you so much.
Can I throw something else in before I punch out here? Sure. I just want to tell Jimmy as well. He killed Nashville. Oh man,
thank you.
I'm still on. I'm still trying to make it up to my girlfriend here. To be fiance. She almost left me that night.
Wait till you see the HBO special he just filmed in D.C. over the weekend. I'm sure it's a lot of the material you saw because that's what Jimmy was working out on the road.
Yeah, Jimmy was so filthy. I mean, she still can't believe I took her to that show.
Well, my apologies. Thanks for coming, buddy.
A bunch of people backstage saying Jimmy's material even edgy for HBO.
Right.
And they were really happy you went there.
Yeah, we're still a little edgy.
Jimmy's people were really happy that you went as far as you did with your comedy. So, all right, Brett, thank you.
I appreciate it, guys. Take care.
We got to take a quick break. We get back to the girly magazines, the female playbook. Danny did a pretty good job. I think when we get back, we'll see what E-Rock picked out. Yeah. All right.
Nice.
It's Opie and Anthony.
Opie and Anthony. 92. E-Rock.
It's Opie and Anthony. Let's go to Jason in Jersey. Jason, what's going on today?
Hey, what's going on, boys?
Hey.
Hey, I just wanted to say, man, if you look at the paydays between boxing and UFC, this last fight, Chuck Liddell got $450,000, Rampage got $400,000. Chuck Liddell would have got another $500,000 if he would have won. If you look at the last big boxing match, Oscar De La Hoya got almost $35 million. Dude, Floyd Mayweather Jr. took home $20 million.
Oh yeah,
bigger sport.
Yeah, we understand that, but what we're trying to say today is you get the feeling that the tide is changing and more people would rather watch UFC than boxing.
It's growing.
I'm sure there's still more spectators watching boxing, but it's definitely changing is what we're getting at.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's just, De La Hoya fighting. I mean, the boxing is always going to make a lot of money.
I mean, all of a sudden, like, boxing is just looking kind of, like, old, like, out of place. It's kind of like, we talk about this from time to time. You know, you go through your life doing the same thing over and over and over again. And one day you wake up and you realize, wow, stuff is changing. Like, boxing looks old when you get to check out UFC stuff on the internet. And then, like, just going to see a movie starting to look kind of like old because of the systems we all have now.
Mm.
You don't really need a lot of money to have a system that's comparable to a movie theater.
Oh, yeah. No doubt, man.
But we're getting that feeling with boxing, I guess, is what we're trying to say today.
All right, man. Can't wait to see you guys at PNC, man.
Right on. Hey, you know what? How about you got your tickets?
I got some PNC bank tickets. I would love to go to Jones Beach, too, man.
Oh, boy, that didn't work out well. The big ticket giveaway thing. And the guy's got tickets, but Jason, now he wants more.
If you got tickets, I'm trying to give them to someone that doesn't have tickets yet. I'm sorry.
Oh, man, that's cool, man. Hey, I can't wait to see you guys.
Hold on, I kind of screwed up. What else we got? We got like a prize closet of junk. I'll give you something.
We'll give you
cool.
junk.
All right, man.
All right, hold on the line. I'll go back to you in a second. Let's say hi to Chrissy. Chrissy, what do you got for the show today?
How you guys doing? How are you?
We're doing good.
Good.
I wanted to let you guys know, I agreed with Brett that called in before. I actually drove down to D.C. to see the show this past weekend. I'm from Jersey, and I thought the show was great. And it was edgy. It was actually kind of funny. I was sitting with my good friend Carmela that came to the show with me, and I was pointing at all the girls who were giving their boyfriends dirty looks and nudging them during the show. Laughing at his jokes.
I didn't see much of that going on. I saw a crowd that was really into Jimmy on Saturday night.
What show did you go to, miss?
I was up at the Lincoln Theater show.
No, what time?
Time? I was at the later one.
Oh, were you?
The second show.
10 o'clock. Yeah, we were up in the top section, so.
Cool. Yeah, Jimmy killed. We can't wait to see it on HBO. I think it's in October. Right. Okay.
It was a great time. So,
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. I'm going to try and get my tickets for PNC sometime this week.
You know, people got to get their tickets, man. What's going on with the ticket sales? They're a little slow right now.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Have we been pushing it?
Well, we got a good deal going on for the Jones Beach show. What is it again? Than's got the details. And you can go to Virus Tour, one word, on MySpace for all the info about our comedy tour this summer.
4 mezzanine tickets for $69.
Ooh! That's for the June 16th show at Jones Beach. You can get the tickets through Ticketmaster.
$69 for all 4 total.
Yeah. That's a great deal going on, and we're going to get rid of that deal soon. So gobble up those tickets for the O&A Traveling Virus Comedy Tour. Got the Village, got the tailgating. It's an all-day event. All right, Chrissy, thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
All right, we will.
Bye.
All right. Girly Magazine. So who's next?
Yeah, who's next up?
We started this about an hour ago. We had to stop because of Frank Vincent calling in. But basically, we gave the guys a homework assignment to look at the Female Playbook. The Female Playbook is all those magazines on the newsstands for women, like Cosmopolitan. They give you little sex tips, or they just talk about dumb stuff.
Yeah, it's a bunch of girls sitting around trying to figure out what guys want or what guys should be doing, things like that. And then they write it down in these magazines, and the women read it and think it's good information. We found out from Danny that they don't know really what guys want.
Well, Danny's was pretty good. Sex tips from guys.
Yeah, and it was
basically guys telling girls what they can do to help out their sex lives.
Yeah.
And Travis brought this in. This is what he found a little interesting.
Oh, wow. Travis, good subject.
Ooh, thank you.
This is the sexiest things to do after sex. Well,
should be a much shorter article. Get out and
pay her.
Exactly. Pay her.
Prolong the pleasure of a steamy romp with these post-coital pleasures.
Yuck.
So after sex, you're supposed to be doing something sexy.
This doesn't work. Guys just want to crash.
It's not even just guys. I'll tell you something.
It's in our chemistry. After sex, we just want to sleep.
I'm with the best girl ever because she's the same way. When we're done, it's just like good night, or good morning, or whatever the hell it is. But it's back to sleep, just back to sleep.
That's because you're good. That's because Aunt is a really good lay.
Oh no!
Yes, it is. Because my girlfriend afterwards wants to do jumping jacks and run around the room doing funny voices.
Goes in and finds a Pilates tape.
Yeah, she picks up a sock puppet and starts pretending all right, look, we're having a little show. Wake up. She's like that snotty kid in 6 Cents before her soup.
A little puppet show.
This proves that this is all crap that's out there for the women. I mean, if you're doing your job, the last thing you want to do is find other activities, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much the closer. You're closing with sex. That's right. It. Thank you. Good night. Here's some tickets. Make sure you keep them so you can leave.
All right, well, here we go. The sexiest things to do after sex, according to Cosmopolitan. And girls are reading this thinking this is the Bible, basically. They're going to start doing these immediately because it was in Cosmo.
It's Cosmo. It's got to be true.
All right, go ahead Travis.
Well, yeah, pretty much what you guys were just saying, how men want to do nothing. These are things that are supposed to short-circuit his snooze reflex and electrify his bod. So you guys can keep being close after sex.
But that means that the guys out there are dating or married to the wrong women, that they want things to happen after that.
After I'm done, just
how about we take a nap and then we could do some cool stuff.
Right.
All right. Well,
this is just annoying. This is bothersome.
So this is what they're telling girls to do to the guy,
right,
to keep him interested or awake or active.
We could take 100 phone calls. You're going to get well over 90 of the guys saying the only thing they want to do is sleep after a good romp.
Mm.
But the women are insisting that we have to do other stuff. Why?
Well,
who's writing this?
Let's hear what some of their suggestions are.
The first one is pay him a carnal compliment.
Mm.
All right.
Which guys are suckers for hearing about their sizzling sex skills. So they're saying that if you talk about how good your man just was, he's going to want to stay up and hear all about it.
Oh, tell me more.
And that might lead to light conversation.
How does she think that segues into her boring soap opera chit chat? After you tell me how good I am, shut up.
Soap opera chit chat.
This whole article is how to keep your man awake after sex is what it comes down to, which is like that you're just making him miserable. Just let him sleep. Because it says your flattering feedback will keep him from dozing.
Yeah.
He's definitely going to stay awake for this performance assessment and kickstart light conversation, which you may be in the mood for right about now. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Here's what the guy says right before he falls asleep.
I'm sorry I did that. I'm embarrassed that I did that.
I made an ass of myself.
I do absolutely nothing around here.
Oh,
well.
It's terrible.
Shame on you.
Yeah, here's what you want your girl to sound like.
Oh, God. All right.
Well, what are some of the things?
You want to keep your man awake after the thing? Just go, look, get up. We have to change the sheets. There's been a problem. I told you I didn't want to try that. You insisted. And now
you're going to have to throw the mattress away.
Yes. We have. Looks like someone dropped a Fudgy the Whale cake.
What is wrong with you? Seriously, man. All right, well, you compliment him, and that keeps him awake.
Yeah,
Terrific.
That's the first one.
All right, what's the next one?
Give him a massage.
Okay.
Yeah, you could do that while I'm falling asleep. That's perfect.
Sure.
But the massage is supposed to keep you awake?
Well, the massage is intended to eventually get him to reciprocate and...
oh, my God!
Nobody
They're telling women the wrong crap. Wait, so you have sex. The guy, all he wants to do is fall asleep.
Right.
She is now going to give him a massage because that'll keep him awake to the point where he's going to reciprocate and give her a massage?
Yep.
On what planet?
Not this one.
And they say, obviously, foreplay hotspots, such as, those areas, are going to be tender, so that's the no-go zone. So they're saying massage everywhere except there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my
That's what you want. That's what you want after a thing, a shiatsu, so you can reciprocate.
Right. No, you just want to relax, fall asleep, lay on the couch, watch a movie. That's fine. Obviously, there's problems in this person's relationship that they're like trying to get more going on after sex. If you have a very healthy relationship with the girl and you want to fall asleep after sex, she probably wouldn't have a problem with that.
You want to keep me awake after sex? Get out of the room and send Ozzy in to talk to me. That will work. If Ozzy sits on the foot of my bed and chit-chats, I'll be
So how was it, Jimmy? It was
good, Oz.
It was fantastic.
Or leave
Wonderful.
Or leave the bedroom, go find food somewhere.
Perhaps you should put your clothes back on, though, huh? Maybe.
That would keep me up.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Michelle, what's up?
Hi. Yeah, I those magazines are trash. If both of you are doing your job, you don't want anything else but sleep or get up and get out. That's it. Don't touch me. I'm done. It was great. You know?
See, there you go. Yeah. It's nice to know the women think like guys.
It's true, though. I don't want... When he's done with me, I'm done.
Could you imagine then giving a massage? Your arms are done. You can't do anything. And the guy's supposed to reciprocate. You know, you're doing push-ups pretty much is what you're doing, trying to hold yourself up.
I agree. It's trash. It's trash. The magazine's trash. Ladies, get with the program.
I will never marry a woman that wants this stuff after sex. That just means there's major problems in the relationship.
You want to keep me up after bed?
True.
Chew Cinnamon Toast Crunch in my ear.
All right, Michelle.
I love you guys. I gotta go.
All right, thanks, Michelle. Continue there, Travis.
All right. The third one, which Cosmo says guys say is the most sexalicious thing a woman could do after getting busy, is take a shower together.
All right, that proves that women are freaking writing this stuff and have no clue. They have the last thing. You want to take a shower before, during, not after. Not after. Do you really want to get up and, like, get into a freaking shower?
No.
It depends. I mean, if I need it done.
Look at the smirk.
All I'm saying is...
This is going to be a doozy.
You may need one, and I may not be able to reach where the banana is smeared, so I may have to have somebody help me.
Oh, my God.
He got to help you out.
Absolutely.
Jimmy's already writing for his second HBO special.
You need a friend.
The old banana bit.
No, I want to shower much later. I don't want to get up instantly. I want to shower later so that when I go into the shower, I'm still ripping out leg hairs because it's like crazy glue is in there. Ow! They just rip out leg hairs. What is there? Ow!
This is why we're doing this bit, because it's so ridiculous. Yeah. Guys don't want to massage. They don't want to talk. They don't want to take a shower with you or alone after sex.
You're saying that you want it to be like right after sex, all of a sudden everything's clean. But if you doze off like that, even when you stand up, it looks like a slug dozed off on a glue trap.
Yeah,
something like that.
And I'll tell you another thing. Showering with a girl is great if you're showering as a foreplay thing to have sex.
So I said before, during.
But that's not a shower. That's an environment that you're in that's sexy, you're nude, you're touching each other. If you're after sex showering, which is the cleanup shower, there's nothing unsexier than doing the old I just rode a horse bow-legged stance while you're scrubbing the dirty parts. That isn't sexy. You got the washcloth, you can't see half the washcloth because you're just trying to clean up.
Right in front of your woman, you're going for the old soap scoop.
Yeah, you don't want to. That's not sexy.
A nice soapy scoop going with your hand.
You're doing that where you got to clean it off.
Right.
It's like you're pine tarring a bat. You know, that's kind of. It's not a sexy thing when you're washing off stuff.
Let's go to Jersey. It's Ginny. Ginny, what's up?
Hey, guys, I've been married for 25 years.
Yeah.
And all I want to do later is sleep. I don't want to massage. I don't want to talk. You know, even clean up. If you want me to clean up, go grab a sock off the floor next to me and I'll take care of it. But
it's a box of tissues. Tissues? Just leave a couple of tissues.
No, you got to use the wet knives. Tissues stick.
Wet naps?
Yeah.
Tissues stick it, but it's funny. That's good. Oh. See, they should put that in there. Okay, use tissues to clean up immediately afterwards, because then you can both chuckle at where the pieces stick.
Yeah.
Because have you ever had that happen to go, oh, look, he looks like a Klansman. Yes. You got to pull his little white cap off.
Looks like he cut himself shaving. And not just because of the tissue, but because of the condition of the sheets.
What is wrong with you? That's great.
All right, Ginny, thank you.
Well, you got to use tissues, though.
That's why we're doing this bit, because it's obvious that this is all BS.
I never thought of that, Jimmy, because I use the moisturized wipes, because now the toilet paper companies put them out, so it's not even like baby wipes anymore. They're made specifically for adults to keep from getting cranky back there when you're done. But I've never thought of using those after sex, because that's pretty good, because the tissues, you're right, they do stick. But you try that move sometimes to try to keep the bed from getting messy. So you try all right, if I put these here, I'll position the tissues, and now I'll get ready to... Jesus Christ, I missed the whole thing. It's all... Oh, my goodness gracious.
It looks like that delicious treat at Morton's that you dig into, the heated chocolate cake. When you scoop the first one out, it all blubbles out. Then you have an ice cream and chocolate mess all over your plate.
Exactly. And cleaning that up.
And what guy's confident enough to actually be nude in a shower with their chick after sex?
Well, you better be ready to go, is what I'm saying. You better, yeah.
Right. But in general...
nice warm water.
You wouldn't be putting that in a window display.
No, not right afterwards.
No, you'd...
right afterwards, yeah, you're just standing there like, hi. It's like, oh, what are you, 10?
Right.
That is horrible. A shower is an awful idea after sex.
Stupid.
Looks like a pink Good and Plenty.
And this is how they describe it. It's a no-brainer. Any situation that has you hot, wet, nude, and invading his personal space is bound to overpower his post-coital crash response.
No.
Really?
No. Give it it's nappy time.
That's good.
And then we'll see what happens in 15, 20.
Yeah,
half hour.
A little power snooze.
Snuggling under the shower stream, running your slippery, sudsy hands over his back and the heat-soaked environment not only keeps your bod super close, but it also actually prolongs the post-orgasmic flush of you just finished booty session.
I hate the language they use. Stop trying to be cute and fun.
Booty session.
All right, listen, we're running out of show, so wrap up your article there, Travis, and we'll do more of this tomorrow with the rest of the guys, including Roland and E-Rock and Steve. And
can't wait to hear Rollins.
And Club Soda Kenny. They all have to pick out one of these articles from one of these dumb magazines. Go ahead, Travis.
Well, the next one I'm not really sure how to... Yeah.
You could say touch yourself. You run your hands over your body, of course.
Yeah, you can run your hands over your body.
A woman's. They say a woman is just to run your hands over her own body, and seeing that will make a guy want to join in or whatever. It doesn't, though, actually.
No, you got rid of the poison. You got to wait for poison. You got to wait for the body to make more.
Poison, huh?
And that could be an hour. It could be 15, 20 minutes. Sure, whatever.
Whether he joins in or not, guys love to watch, so it's a win-win situation.
God, this is all stuff that guys want before.
Yes.
If you see your girl doing this before, and they talk about, I can't say it, but then it's going to make it that much better. But to do all this stuff afterwards, you're like, no, I already did what I needed to do.
You're like, how needy are you?
Right.
I like when I'm done to stand on my bed and put up a big mission accomplished banner behind me and talk about how we just won. Snuggling up.
Let's go to Joe in Massapequa. Well, Joe, what's up? Oh, shoot. Hold on. Joe? Joe. I lost him.
Joe's gone.
We'll never know what he had. Pat in the Bronx, what do you got?
Yeah, what's happening? The best thing to do after sex is just leave.
Just leave.
Just leave, my God. You want tickets to Jones Beach, I hear, huh?
Oh, yeah. Who cares about that?
All right, you got a pair of tickets to see the Traveling Virus Comedy Show, June 16th at Jones Beach. We got a real good deal going on right now. Go to Virus Tour, one word, on MySpace for all the details. But basically, you can get them through Ticketmaster, Ticketmaster.com. Pat, hold on the line. We're going to give you a pair of tickets, all right?
Oh, you're the best. Thanks, guys.
All right, brother.
If my girlfriend wants to keep me up after sex, all she has to do is start the car.
Yeah.
Get it?
The snuggling thing, that's...
Actually, if she can hear it running during the sex, it kind of is a hint as to what's going to happen afterwards. I just like keeping it warm.
Snuggling, falling asleep, that's fine. The rest of them are like, please.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, thanks. See you tomorrow.
Yeah. See you mañana, as they say.
It's the Opie and Anthony Show.